noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center at 777 East Princeton Street, Orlando, Florida. Get more info at FLJobsNow.com.
Committing to saving for 4 years of college can be stressful for families. Not to worry. Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. The reality is, most parents don't cover all of their child's college costs. A Florida Prepaid one-year university plan lets you start small and add a year at a time as your budget allows. With the lowest prices in 10 years, plans now start at just $34 a month and are 100% risk-free, so you can never lose your investment. Plus, any amount you save today means less debt for them tomorrow. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
Explore the magic of Paul McCartney's songbook in Season 2 of the hit podcast, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics. Each episode finds the songwriter in conversation about the stories and inspirations behind his iconic tunes, like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I was coming back on the plane, and he said, "Will you pass the salt and pepper?" And I misheard him. I said, "What? Sgt. Pepper?"
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Rajamanar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talks about measurement.
Measuring sonic and sonic branding and sonic initiatives across the board, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles. We have been partnering with iHeart across multiple platforms, both for brand enhancement as well as for performance marketing. I think the cut-through of the message and the recall of the brand are much higher. Also, that has been very beneficial for us to integrate some of our campaigns into the native content of iHeart. It has been a very nice partnership, and it continues to be very strong into the future.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Pucker up, Central Florida. R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way overpriced value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm R.C. Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND. G-R-A-N-D. Grand. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The 3 best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Monday, February 19th, 2024. Lots to get to today, from 2 celebrities get arrested to Trump is selling some brand new shoes and a customer sues McDonald's over cheese. Plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. How's everybody doing on a Monday?
Good. Ready to party. And apparently take off my pants because it's so effing hot in here.
I'm looking at my feed back at HQ, and Sabrina's like waving her hands
bad.
in front of her face.
This is the warmest I have ever felt in the studio.
Why is it still broken?
I don't know, but it works out that today is a holiday, so no one's here to address it.
The only person who's had air conditioner problems longer than iHeartHQ is our friend Josh Fowler.
Oh, yeah.
Who currently, there's a part broken on his AC that I guess the people who have that same air conditioner unit, they're all dealing with the same thing, and they told him, well, yeah, it's going to be a couple of months. And you're like, oh, couple of months? Damn. Wait, hold on. I need your help, please. Don't ditch me like this. Tough times back at HQ.
It'll be okay because now I get to leave the door open, over here at HQ. And because no one's here, I can curse out loud during commercial breaks.
Now, at first, I was coming down on you because as you were waving your hands to your face and I could see you go, it's hot as hell in here. I was like, she's wearing a jacket in the studio.
Because it's very cold outside.
But then you moved over. You got the jacket off. You got the sleeves rolled up. You got the door open.
It's too thick of a shirt. I don't know what to do at this point. I need a tank top.
Well, here we are working on President's Day. To all you who complain when we take a day off, these are days that we work when it's a federal holiday. And here we're live on President's Day.
Thank you, Presidents.
So I hope everybody's out there doing what you do on President's Day.
Celebrating the presidents. Yeah. Hailing to the chief.
Eating
the chief
cherry
and he needs hailing.
pie. Did you know that's a thing?
What?
You're supposed to eat cherry pie on President's Day.
Yeah, I don't like cherry pie.
I don't care for it either, so I'm not doing it,
I don't know that I've had a whole lot of cherry pie in my life.
Oh, my God. You call yourself an adventurous eater, and you've never had cherry pie in your life.
Also calls himself an American.
By the way, cherry pie doesn't really strike me as an adventure.
It is an adventure.
You know,
you know what you do? You eat cherry pie while listening to Warren's cherry pie, and that's an adventure.
Durian sounds like an adventure. Different types of fish or octopus and squid can be an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Cherry pie.
I'm normal fruit pilled now these days, just so you guys know, and you can keep up with all the things happening in my life. I've decided that every time somebody comes up to me and they're like, look at this crazy, bizarre, exotic, weird fruit, and look how cool it looks, and look how beautiful it is, every time, gross.
Have you tried a
every
kumquat?
time? Yes. I think. I answered yes too fast. I think I have. All the things I've ever tried where people go, oh, my God, look how beautiful this thing is. It's a stunning, rare, exotic fruit that can only be reached by monkeys in Indonesia that climb up these trees and risk their life. And then I eat it, and it's garbage. You know, it's better? An orange. You know, all the things that we've eaten.
Have you had a persimmon?
I don't know.
Persimmon Hollow. What's that? That is a restaurant? A brewery. Got it.
But the persimmon, the fruit, I've never had, but I had one given to me weirdly at an Asian market. They were
Who gives a persimmon?
We were checking out, and they just started putting persimmons in our bag for free. And I said, "What is that?"
That's how bad they suck. They were trying to get rid of them.
And I said, "What is that?" And the person with a very strong language said, "Persimmon." And I was like, did you just call me Pussy Man?
He's back. Pussy Man's back. Let's give him a couple of persimmons.
That doesn't sound very cool.
No. Oh, God almighty, man. Yeah, I found every single time I've tried something like that, like dragon fruit, you're like, wow, how beautiful and exotic is this?
No flavor.
And then it's garbage. And it's like every animal, too, where somebody goes, oh, have you ever tried zebra? You haven't lived until you tried zebra.
I'm not trying zebra.
You know why people don't eat zebra? Because we've eaten all of the things. And we decided at the end of the day that cows taste good and chickens taste good. Mm-hmm. And we're going to eat a lot of those things.
And pigs taste good.
You tried poop.
No.
Exactly. Wait 10 years from now, they're going to be like, you haven't lived until you tried feces.
I'll actually become a farmer before that happens. I'll actually get my own livestock and become a farmer.
If I see you at the farmer's market with a whole table of your fruit or vegetables, I think I might pass by. I got to be honest.
I've been many times to the farmer's market. We went a couple of months ago to one of the farmer's markets, and I am a different man at a farmer's market.
I'll take all the soaps, please.
I went to this little drink stand. Okay, non-alcoholic. All right, non-alcoholic.
Wow.
And I go, and they gave me a pineapple that they hollowed out and made into this glorious fruit drink, and they put other things inside of the pineapple.
Welcome to the farmer's market.
Yeah, they did that same thing to us in Jamaica, except there was booze in it.
Yeah.
They did that for Pussy Man? That's unbelievable.
I know, right? You find it hard to believe I'm such a pussy man that I can't even hold this pineapple. It's too heavy for me.
All right, quickly, before we get into things here officially today, I want to ask you guys a question. We'll put our ears to the ground. We'll do that in a moment. But I was wronged this weekend.
All right.
Okay?
What's wrong? What happened?
I believe I was wronged this weekend. Okay? You can tell me if you think, maybe I'm overdoing this and I wasn't really wronged, et cetera, et cetera.
Is this the thing that they made you say the weird name of the drink? Are you still mad about that?
No, I'm not mad about that. I'm fine.
Would you tweet about that or something?
No, I hate ordering drinks with weird names or food with weird names.
Or like, slap me in the ass, margarita, please.
Yeah, the one that I had to say this weekend was the woman came over and I wasn't ready, and so I just looked down at the menu real quick and I go, "Can I get the jalapeno business?" And Courtney starts laughing. She's like,
"That's
wow.
so embarrassing."
It was not great. I've done that before. There's a place our friend Caitlin owns, an amazing place called Van Barry's. If you're ever in town. And they have an item on there that I used to refuse to mention by name because it was called. No, that one I'm fine with. It was the Here Fishy Fishy that I didn't necessarily want to order. I was like, I'll take the Here Fishy Fishy. It's uncomfortable.
The po' boy is like.
You sound like an idiot if you don't nail it the first time.
It's worth it because the amount of shrimp in that thing. Is like. I don't know how they're making money out of it.
It's the most generous shrimp po' boy I've ever had.
If you want to pick it up and eat it like a sandwich, you have to just eat some of the shrimp first, or else you're going to make a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Then put some in your pockets.
Yeah, you might as well. You know what? I'm going to get to this story where we decide whether I was wronged or not.
Oh no! Tell us now. Come on.
I feel like we gotta. I feel like we have to start off as we normally do here. So let's do it. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wide world of ours.
Almost made it 9 minutes without putting our ears to the ground.
We have to do it. It's President's Day, for God's sake. There is a clip making the rounds, and my God, there's like something sad and despondent about the way this clip comes across.
Does that mean we're about to laugh our asses off?
No, not really. I don't think so. I think you're just going to go like, "Oh, you all right, buddy?" Shaq has a podcast. It's called The Big Podcast with Shaq.
I'm Shaq.
Love me some Shaq. And he had one of the Kelsey brothers on the podcast. I think it was, is it Travis? Is that the brother's name?
Travis or Jason?
Yeah. So
Jason.
Which one?
Which one is banging Taylor Swift?
Travis.
Okay. So Jason, I think, is, I believe, the guy who's talking to Shaq. And he's talking about...
It'd be hilarious if he introduced him like that. Like, "Hey, I'm Shaq. I'm here with the Kelsey brother that's not banging Taylor Swift."
Shaq's talking to him, and they talk about...
terrible Shaq.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Don't be so judgy on yourself. It's President's Day. They're lucky we're here today. So Shaq's telling Kelsey about, like, "Hey, I hear you're going to retire." And he's giving him advice about retiring from sports. All right, so here he is. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. So let's roll over to the Big Podcast with Shaq.
My advice to you is, if you are going to retire, accept it. Enjoy your family, brother.
Thank you.
I made a lot of dumb mistakes.
Okay, so that's not the one that's banging.
Yeah, that's Jason.
No,
that's
it's Jason.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the other one.
Look at this freeze.
It's high as hell.
What a weird podcast that they have lavaliers like at the TV show or a press conference.
He's giving him advice, and he starts to go down a deep, dark Shaq hole. So let's go with him.
I made a lot of dumb mistakes to where I lost my family and I didn't have anybody. That's not the case for you. So enjoy your beautiful wife, enjoy your beautiful kids, and never dwell on what we had. What we had is what we got. You got the ring. People know who you are. Enjoy it. Because, again, I was an idiot. And I've talked about it a long time. Lost my whole family. Been a 100,000 square foot house by myself.
All right. Shaq.
Great advice.
Are you okay? He said, "Lost my whole family. I'm in a 100,000 square foot house by myself," which in one way, you're like, yeah, it's a 100,000 square foot house. I feel so sorry for you. And another way, it kind of makes it more sad to be alone in a house that big.
You can't even hear the tiny violin because it's like 100,000 square feet across the house.
I mean, is it also worth mentioning that Shaq is so giant that his house needs to be created a certain way?
Yeah, that's why he had so much trouble selling it.
Right. And square footage, I feel like, should also account for the fact that he's, 8'2"?
I mean, 100. He's exaggerating. It's not actually 100,000 square foot. It can't be. I mean, that's like,
What happened before? Like, I would love to hear or do I want to hear the rest of the podcast? Because obviously something got real deep. And we're just getting this clip.
It was 31,000 square feet.
Was it? Okay.
12 bedrooms,
house.
13 bathrooms, movie theater, recording studio, indoor basketball court, and 95-foot swimming pool.
Wow.
I would love to hear some of the outtakes from that recording studio. Like, Shaq gets drunk on a Sunday and goes into his recording studio and just makes like another Shazam song or whatever that movie was called, Mandela Effect. I would love to just hear that. I don't think I'll ever be able to, but there he is.
And that's Shaq's podcast that he does?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's sponsored by Hellman's and just has bottles of mayonnaise just strewn about the table.
Now we're talking.
I figured like he was about to roll into some endorsement where he's like, yeah, I made some bad mistakes. Like choosing Dukes when I know Hellman's is the best mayonnaise and just holds it up for everybody.
Oh, God,
it's getting a little
guy.
bit better, C-Lane.
All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll get to this story from this weekend. Was I wronged or am I being a big crybaby? Only you can decide. We'll figure out what's happening with that. Plus, some other things we need to catch up on, like those new Trump shoes. Yeah, we'll talk about that. It's on the way. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
What's more exciting than a brand new iPhone with a dozen cameras? How about Real Radio on your iPhone? Just tell Siri to play Real Radio 104.1.
Watch out for bumper-to-bumper traffic due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound between County Road 33 and County Road 470. Traffic is backed up to Scrub J Lane. All lanes are blocked in both directions where Orange Blossom Trail meets Ham Brown Road. Use Old Tampa Highway as an alternate route. And authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 408 westbound at Florida's Turnpike. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Don't miss huge savings on better sleep. Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. For a limited time, shop in-store to score a Sleepy's Queen mattress for only $89.99. That's over 60% off and the lowest price ever. So hurry in today. This deal is only here while supplies last.
Hey, Orlando, are you looking for new ways to save? Well, on Verizon, you don't need to be on a family plan to get our best deals. Switch to Verizon, and for a limited time, plans start at just $50 per month for a single line with autopay plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone with unlimited welcome. That's a savings of $15 per month. And when you switch now, you can save on the things you love to stream, like Netflix and Max. There's never been a better time to switch to the network America relies on. A better plan to save is Verizon. This offer won't last long. Visit your local Verizon store to switch and save big today. $180 BYOD promo credit per phone applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line with your own 4G or 5G smartphone on unlimited welcome plan required. $360 local promo credit applied over 36 months for new customers with one new line. Additional terms apply. In select markets only. Auto pay and paper-free billing required. For unlimited welcome plan in times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk, too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Explore the magic of Paul McCartney's songbook in Season 2 of the hit podcast, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics. Each episode finds the songwriter in conversation about the stories and inspirations behind his iconic tunes, like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I was coming back on the plane, and he said, "Will you pass the salt and pepper?" And I misheard him. I said, "What? Sgt. Pepper?"
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Baby boomers and retirees, stop losing your retirement. The IRS will take substantial dollars from your retirement savings unless you take control of your retirement dollars. You can gain retirement tax protection from national talk show wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution. He'll give you a head start to be retirement tax and recession smart. Learn solutions with a track record of measurable results to save thousands in unnecessary taxes and gain retirement recession protection. Visit retirementprotected.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Story time with the three best friends you never knew you had.
In just a moment, but we are live on a President's Day. Don't think this is a best of. And I'm going to keep mentioning that because I don't want to get credit for it. I think we deserve some credit for it today.
Exactly.
You guys, You bitch at us all the time. We take one day off.
For that Super Bowl Monday, too.
Oh, my God. The people
we have
who
to
react.
work. Where?
Oh, is it so hard to come in and talk in the microphones for 4 hours? Oh, the same thing every time. We're working on a holiday, a federal holiday at that. President's Day, which is my favorite holiday. I have it all planned out every year. I do all the things that you would imagine.
Cherry pie.
I do the cherry pie. I look at my photos of George Washington. I do all of the things that one would imagine.
Thank you,
on
Sean.
a President's Day.
Yeah, well, thanks for being here, Sean.
Well, you guys too. We're soldiers today, getting through this thing.
The thanks. There should be more thanks for Sabrina and I. We actually left our houses.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
In my house, my AC was working.
Yeah, not there, though. Not there. C-Lane said the engineers were like, hey, you guys going to be here on President's Day? And then C-Lane's like, yep. And if they did turn the AC off after knowing you were going to be in there, just brutal. Just brutal.
It's just a matter of walking out into the hallway, and it is 20 degrees colder.
That's significant.
And it is right up in here.
Oh, boy. All right, tipsofthenewsjunkie.com and Tom emails. He says, about concert merch. Hey, Sean, I heard you talk about how expensive concert merch is, which is insane, and you said it's because the venue gets their cut. If that's true, why is the same price online even way after the tour is over? Do the artists sign an agreement to keep the price the same? If so, can't mega artists fight that? Thanks, says Tom. The price afterwards, I would guess, is the same price so that people don't get pissed off. They go, well, I just went to the concerts. Why were they so more expensive there? And they'll go, just keep the price the same so nobody freaks out because people panic over that. That would be my guess on why they keep that the same and to recoup some of the money they may have lost due to the venues taking a cut of band merch. Why can't mega artists fight that? They can and they do. I think the range is between like 10 and 40 or 50%. So if there's a pretty big artist, they'll negotiate it down to either nothing or like 10% of the merch revenue. But if there's a newer artist that doesn't really have a lot of power or weight to throw around, they may be paying the venues that they're playing out up to 40 to 50 maybe percent of the cost of merch, which is why everybody goes in there and they're like, why is a hoodie $120? Why is a shirt $60? This doesn't make any sense. It's not the band's fault, but nobody thinks when they see those prices to get mad at the venue. Nobody gets mad at the venue for anything. Get mad at Ticketmaster, and they don't care. That's their business operation. They're there as a company to get yelled at.
You know what people, weirdly enough, get mad at venues for that's not necessarily their fault?
What's that?
The sound.
Oh, really? Yeah.
A lot of times, it's like, well, I mean, the act brought their entire sound system, and they just set it up bad. But I've countless times have been like, oh man, the place is the worst place to watch concerts because their sound. I'm like, that's not necessarily their fault.
What was that concert not that long ago where all the people who went were like, this is the worst. I can't even hear the band.
There was a bunch of like 2000s, like
was it the Starting Line?
Was that it? I know there was
remember.
one that Celine and I went to many years ago where it's like you had to move within the venue in order to hear something properly.
Yeah, that's not done right. That's not how it's supposed to work.
And I can't imagine what the band was feeling where you could see just down the middle, like everyone's like, what is happening?
Was it All American Rejects or something? I feel like it was a ticket that had a couple bands from that generation, that genre, that time in our high school careers or whatever, wherever you were at the time. And I think it was their first stop on this tour. And so, like, whatever kinks they had not worked out, everybody was just going nuts on Facebook about them.
Yeah, that sucks sometimes because there could be times when that happens and the band doesn't even know because all their monitors sound right. And they're like, yeah, we are killing it up here. But out in the crowd, it's just a mess. Nolan on YouTube says Kanye's merch online is $25 for everything right now. Oh, okay. All right. Good for him. I'm sure that
sounds like a sale. Didn't Kanye have a white shirt for $75 or something?
No, it was like $190.
Yeah, they were expensive back when. And he said, I'm like Robin Hood. I want to make my prices cheap for people.
Okay, does he know the whole Robin Hood story?
I don't know, but he's suggesting
back to the poor.
He's suggesting that he likes to give people stuff for as cheap as possible, though his track record doesn't necessarily support that. And the thing he does, is there anybody else? I was thinking about that this weekend before we get into this circumstance where I was wronged, okay? I was thinking about this weekend. Kanye's album, #1 on the Billboard Hot 200.
And that's even with it being removed from several streaming services. So Kanye is planning these damn listening tours that he does, or these listening parties. Is there any other artist that does that, where you pay and you go to like an arena and then he hits play on his mixtape and they're like, yeah, and they just like...
I've never heard of it. I've been to like a listening party, but usually like the artist isn't there. Or if it is, they're doing the listening party and then playing some songs or doing something.
It's not an arena, and I don't believe that in the past it's been like a ticketed event.
Yeah.
Or at least an expensive ticket.
You pay to go to an arena, you pay, and then Kanye West with his friends, they come out onto the middle of the field, and they hit play on the Vultures tape, and they go, yeah. What do you think? Thank you for your money. See you later. Merch is cheap. Bye-bye.
I've been to a listening party at Park Avenue CDs, not at, like, the Superdome.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand, but I guess it works.
And it works for Kanye, and then you get to sell the air from, you just take a little jar of Kanye air and sell it on eBay.
Yeah.
Did they shut that down? Have they shut that stupid thing down?
What thing? The selling of the air?
Yeah.
I think they do once the stupid auctions go up. They're like, you can't have this. But sometimes they'll get a couple of different bids on it before too long. Okay, here's what happened this weekend. I believe I was wrong. I think this was unjust what happened to me. I want to see what you guys think about this. All right? So Courtney and I were hungry. It was it Friday night? I think it was Friday night. It might have been Saturday night. Doesn't matter. But we made the dumb decision. Also, Courtney was taking a little while to get ready. So
the story's going to take a while.
Yeah, right? And why you throw it like what it... What's
she was taking a while.
Having to get ready have to do with anything?
Because of the time that we left, it factors in. So we left to go find somewhere to eat dinner at 7 o'clock, which is probably, would you say like prime time at a restaurant? Like, I think Friday, Saturday, 7 o'clock. It's probably when you're going to have the most people going out to eat dinner, and it's going to be packed.
Yeah, it's a sweet spot.
So we knew that, but we tried to go to Rocco's Tacos. And even though the place is the size of an airport terminal, it was somehow full. I mean, every single seat in that place was full of 30-something to 40-something-year-old people who like to pretend like they have a lot of money.
And this is
like
where you think that you were wronged?
No, not at all. Was not wrong there. Walked in, super busy. We looked around. We said, are there any seats? Nope, there aren't. And we said, see you later, Rocco's Tacos. You guys are going to have a good time tonight. All the people who did get seats. Nothing against them. Love them. Great job, right? Don't do the tableside guac because that's weird, but the food is great there and the service is better. Anyhow, so we get back in the car, and it took us a long time to drive there, and we go to another place. And when we go to walk in, boom, packed, wall to wall, not a seat in the house. We can't sit anywhere. We look at the bar. We look everywhere. Can't go. Damn it, man. At this point, we've been driving around for a little while. All right, so we decide to go to this Italian restaurant. And it's an Italian restaurant that you guys may have been to. It's a nice, fancy Italian restaurant in town, very much family style. And we go there, and it's $7.50.
When you're there, are you family?
No, it's not the Olive Garden, for God's sake.
That's a good question. Good question.
It's a nice bippity-boppity Italian restaurant, okay? It's a fancy spot.
Boppity boopity. Because bippity boppity is the fairy godmother.
I know a couple Italian people, and I'm pretty sure it's bippity boppity, okay? But we don't need to get hung up on that. So it's $7.50. That's the time is important. And we walk up to the door. We can see inside that there are 4 open spots or so, at least 3 or 4 open spots at the bar. So they're seating, ready? And we see that there are multiple tables outside and inside, wide open, ready to go at this Italian restaurant.
An entire SWAT team comes in.
No, it wasn't a SWAT team this time, thankfully. Okay. Didn't run into that. So we're walking up to the door, and I was like, I'm kind of excited. I've been to this place probably 3 or 4 times, maybe a little more than that. Spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars at this place. And as we walk up to the door of this Italian restaurant, some guy swings the door open. And as he swings the door open, he looks at Courtney and me, and he goes, no. And I said, what? And he goes, hold on. And he looks over to the bar, and he makes eye contact with the bartender. And the bartender shakes her head no. And the guy goes, no. And then we're just standing there for a second, and we just turn around and walk back to the car. And I was like, what just happened to us? we didn't get to go inside. We didn't get to, there was nothing exchanged except for a no. And then he looks over and he confirms no, and he says no again to us. And I go, no information beyond that. That's the only thing we got. And so he kind of points us away, and we go into the car and we leave. And Courtney's like, what the hell was that? What the hell was happening there?
Y'all just got told.
We did. We got told and turned around. You know, my radio fame ain't working nothing at this place for sure.
Did you say the famous phrase?
I did not say anything because there was no famous phrase.
Bibbidi-bobbidi? Is that?
I didn't say bibbidi-bobbidi. I should have.
Do you know who I
doing
am?
that thing with your head?
You know, I should have said something because I said nothing, and I think that Courtney thought I was less of a man for it. I think she was like,
"Oh,
what would they call you at the Chinese place that you were talking about?" I think she thought I was a pussy man. I think she thought, "What the hell is? Why am I with this guy?" And we look down. We go, "Oh, I see what's going on." The place closes pretty early. They close at 9 p.m., right? But it was 7:50. And they said no to our faces and just turned us around with simply the word no because it was 7:50 and they were closing at 9 p.m.
Right, but I think that they did that and it worked out in your favor, Sean.
Why?
Because if it was 7:50, that means that they were so behind. Or they had so many more like tables to serve. It could have been a reservation of some sort. That had they sat you, it would have been nearly impossible to serve you in the best, the most quality way that they would like to for all their customers.
It was only medium busy. It was only medium busy.
And that's for you to look at with your eyes. You don't know what's going on in the back of the house.
This is the type of place this is. They're open for about 5 hours a day. I think they open at 4 and they close at 9. And nobody
take reservations?
Yes.
And maybe that was probably the best move.
Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't mean that you should be treated like that or that it was wrong to show up an hour and 10 minutes. Now, mind you, I'm the person who routinely will see somebody walk into a place that closes at, let's say, 11, and you go in there at 10:30 and you're expecting to order a full meal and have a bunch of drinks. I'm like, come on. And you see people come in at 10:40, 10:50, right before they're about to close, and they'll say, the kitchen's closed. They'll be like, okay, I'll just take a couple of drinks then. They go, no, we're closing in 5 minutes. And I'm like, what an asshole this person is. I hate when people do that. That's ridiculous. You have to give them at least a decent amount of time to do the turnaround. And we eat and leave very quickly. Okay, it doesn't take us a long time to do this. We're just hanging out there. We usually just sit down and eat and then go. It's like, they said no because they wanted to get all of their customers out of there. They want to get all their work done, get all their silverware wrapped, get all their, bills tabulated to get home at the same time. They always did. And they were thinking somehow that we were going to stop that when we would have been out of there faster than everybody. We're not these Sopranos types that sit there and eat the gabagool and take 3.5 hours to get out of the restaurant.
They don't know that. How do they know that about you when you're walking up?
We've been there enough times that they should know who we were. Honestly,
There are reasons for all of this. Like I mean, I can understand the surprise of it all, especially had it been put a different way. Then I think you wouldn't have talked about it like you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
But as someone who has worked in the restaurant industry for a very long time, prior to this beautiful radio career, there's a reason behind it, man. It's
no,
not
the
because
reason,
they
I told you the reason behind
silverware.
100% it was. 100%.
Yeah, how did you confirm that?
I don't need to. They looked at the clock and they said, this is going to be somebody who's going to sit down. People stay for a long time at this restaurant, and we don't want anybody else in there. There were seats open. The place was obviously open. It was medium busy. There was an hour and 10 minutes left, and they just wanted somebody to go away. And they didn't even, the guy didn't even say, if you opened the door and said, hey guys, you know what? We're a little bit busy tonight and we don't have time. We're going to blah, 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 whatever, talk. He said no. And then he looked around and confirmed, and the bartender was like, no, shook her head no. And then he said no.
He looked right at you and said no.
Yes, right in the face. And I'm just like, what just happened? And I should have pushed it. I should have said something. But when when a restaurant or anybody else, even a bibbidi-bobbidi place, doesn't want me there, I don't want to push to be there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if somebody's like, no, get out of here, we're not serving you for whatever reason, I don't want to push and be like, you will, sir. You don't want me there, I'm gone. And I won't come back again, and I won't recommend the place to anybody. Not that I'm saying them by name, because I don't care. I don't even want to say the name of the place. But
because you want to be able to go back there?
That's the reason.
Are you going to go back there?
No, I wouldn't go back there now. No way. I would not go back there.
No.
I would not go back there.
No.
And I generally, when I say that, I don't change my mind on it. But we have done that in the past. I told you Wine Bar George, where the first time we went, there was like nobody was paying any attention. Nobody worked there. And then we went back, and we've been back a bunch of times. And it's a great place. And it truly is a really, really awesome spot, run by a guy who seems to be working his ass off. So that one was one where it's like, give them a time to redeem themselves. But this was like super rude, I thought. MFQ said, what did you end up eating? We ended up driving, and all told, it was like almost 2 hours that we were driving around. We finally went to Santiago's and ended up eating there, which was great. It's good.
You can eat late there, too.
Yeah, that place is open forever, and they're not going to turn you away unless they absolutely have to. I just think if you have an hour and 10 minutes left at your restaurant, and I sent them a mean Facebook message. Not mean, but I sent them a Facebook message afterwards.
I'll be talking about you on Monday.
No, I didn't say anything about radio show. I didn't say anything about it. I just simply
Was it from the
said,
News Junkie official page?
No, it was from my personal.
No, but it was from the Sean Wasson page, which got a blue check mark on it.
Well, what am I supposed to do? Start another account just to complain about it?
Drop it, maybe?
I'll tell you what I said. All right, you tell me if this is out of line or if I've done anything wrong.
Okay.
All right, I said I've been to your restaurant 5 or 6 times. However, I'll not be coming back or recommending to anybody moving forward. Your staff turned us away with an hour and 10 minutes left and seats open. It was rude and unreasonable. That's the message I sent back to them.
Did they respond?
No, they didn't respond.
Did they read
Not
it?
yet. I don't know. Oh, yeah, you're right. I should be able to see if it was red, right? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah, let's make this a whole thing for sure.
If they left me on red, I'll be real. No, it's just says sent, so I don't know if they've seen it just yet. They'll be trembling over there and just responding. I'm sure. Sorry, Mr. Wasson.
What if they respond, apologies, we had someone on our staff drop dead?
Okay. Well, how about the guy who opens the door and says no, says 3 more words. Person died today. Okay, I'm done. I'm gone. I'm not going to complain.
Note that all of the listening area, you have restaurants Sean goes to. If you turn them away, just say someone died.
Person died today, and I'd go, rip, and I'd turn around, and I'd be gone. I'd be done with it. What do you think? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch today. We'll get to the SneakerCon thing. We'll get to everything that's happening with the Daytona 500. A lot on the way. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio. At 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a look at your forecast as we head throughout your Monday. And for the rest of today, temperatures will be on the cooler side, but the good news is we'll see increasing sunshine as these showers continue to exit and work their way offshore. Temperatures, though, will be cool with highs only making it into the mid-60s. Overnight, we turn chilly as well with temperatures falling into the 40s for many of us. Tomorrow, a cool but dry and sunny day, highs back in the mid-60s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Save up to 70% at Mattress Warehouse today and sleep better tonight, knowing you got the best possible price. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or Mattress Warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
Had somebody email me just the other day. This happens quite a bit. And they say, I wanted to thank you for talking about Mills Air. We were struggling. We were trying to find somebody to help us out with our air conditioner. And we just couldn't get anybody to give us the time of day. People were rude to us, and they just didn't treat us right. And then we called Mills Air. So we pick up the phone, we dial 407-277-1159. And from the moment we started speaking with somebody, it was a whole different game. And they were nice, and the texts were, just as I said, professional. They know what they're doing, and they're beyond everything fair to you. And if you appreciate that, you're going to appreciate Mills Air. This is what Leon Mills strives for. And he's been doing this for a long time, since 1992. So for the last 32 years, he's been making customers happy and making sure that people are nice and comfortable in their own home. They can service any kind of brand AC you might have, and they're a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, which can get you access to really big rebates, which will help you save if you're getting a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. So call, just like they did, 407-277-1159, or find them online at millsair.com.
This is Daytona, the heart of racing, the soul of speed, and the only place in Florida to witness the adrenaline-pumping, awe-inspiring spectacle of Supercross. Daytona Supercross, where champions are made, legends are born, and the biggest names battle it out under the lights at the world center of racing. Don't miss it. The gate drops Saturday, March 2nd. Secure your tickets and trackside access today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
At the UPS store, we know this upcoming holiday is when things can get busy for small business owners.
Exactly. My to-do list and I don't take days off.
That's why you can count on us to be open and ready to help with every small business need, whether it's packing and shipping or if it's just to check your mailbox.
That's almost everything on my to-do list. My list and I can take the day off.
Your local, the everything to help you be unstoppable store. The UPS store. Be unstoppable. The UPS store locations are independently owned. Product services, pricing, and hours may vary. See Center for details.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-522-5700. 800-522-5700.
Don't miss huge savings on better sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. For a limited time, shop in store to score a Sleepy's Queen mattress for only $89.99. That's over 60% off and the lowest price ever. So hurry in today. This deal is only here while supplies last.
This Earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The most viral newsroom on the planet is still humming along. This
This weekend, and I couldn't watch the Daytona 500 as I always do. I keep up and I stay on top of all things NASCAR. A lot of people don't know that about me. I don't talk about it on the show too much, but I'm probably one of the biggest NASCAR fans that's out there.
I'd say.
And so this weekend was troubling for me, not to be able to watch the Daytona 500. And, obviously, this out at the Daytona International Speedway could not happen because it was raining. It was nasty. What a nasty weekend.
Yeah, it was a stay inside weekend for sure.
It was gross.
I had to host karaoke Sunday, and it seemed like there was a good amount of people that were very upset about not being able to go to the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
And so everyone got real effed up inside.
There was a bunch of that.
I'm not kidding, man.
We kept going to places. We would walk into a place and Courtney would be like, why are all these people here? And I'd say,
why do
Courtney,
they smell?
I'd say, Courtney, everybody's been cooped up all weekend long. And you go, oh, maybe on Sunday it'll get nice and the sun will come out. And maybe on, and then when it doesn't happen, you go, forget it. Forget it. We're just going to go out. I was like, Courtney, find a movie. We're going to the movie theater. We did a bunch of stuff, actually, this weekend. We were pretty busy.
Movie theater said, nope.
Movie theater said, no. No, the movie theater welcomed us right in. But I've realized something. I don't know if you've picked up on this at all. Actually, have you gone to the movies in a while, C-Lane?
I went to the movies for, I want to say, Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, all right.
And maybe Barbie? Or did I watch Barbie at home? I don't know. I don't remember.
That was my last movie, and that was the first movie I'd been to since 2019, was Barbie.
Now, we go to a Regal movie theater these days, which is super nice. Like, very, very nice. Big, comfy chairs. Even if somebody sits next to you.
Let's play this game. Like, ready, Sabrina? Where is it, Sean?
Winter Park?
I think. It's by...
Do you know where Winter Park is?
That's a hard question for me. Do I know where it is? How? Like
if you were to drive there, for example, in your car, and you
without
did not
GPS?
have your phone. Mm-hmm.
No. If I had to get you...
Can you name any major roads that go through Winter Park?
No.
Okay. How long have you lived in Orlando?
Is the theater called Regal Winter Park?
I don't know.
How do you even look up where
it's hard. It
the
pains
show
me,
times?
I don't know.
What happens in the apocalypse, man? You're screwed.
If you take me to West Palm Beach, I can tell you all of the streets and where to go because I grew up there.
Could you, though?
Yes. Or Chicago. I could tell you like some directions to certain places. But I think by the time I got here, I was like, I'm done remembering things. I don't know where I am most of the time. Now, I will use GPS and get there. But if I had to tell you guys for like $100,000, if I had to give you directions to get to like any different neighborhood outside of very few, like I could get you to Paramore. I know that one. I could get you to like downtown. Easy peasy. Got that one. But not many more. I don't know where I am half the time. It's just, I don't know. I don't.
I told him where that restaurant was, the area, and he's like, yeah, I don't know that.
I told you the road. I don't know where things are. I don't drive a lot. I haven't driven in a while now because Courtney drives. She tends to drive. We'll take her car. But I just don't know. I mean, maybe I'm the only one there. Folks, are you like me? Is there anybody else out there like me where you don't know where things are? You're just relying on GPS? You get in the car, and if nobody's with you, you go, take me to this location. You guys remember the time when we were, this was like height of embarrassment of not knowing this stuff. We were doing a live broadcast at Universal Studios.
We've done a couple of those, yeah.
For those of you out of town, this might not make much sense, but I'll try to help out. And we were doing this broadcast at the theme park, and I get on the interstate, I-4, which is not super far from where I am, and I-4 drives right past the theme parks. There's a giant volcano on the side of the interstate, for God's sake. It couldn't be more obvious. And I didn't know where it was, and I drove past it. And I'm like, maybe it's further up here. Maybe it's further up here. And I almost missed the show. I don't think I did, but I came pretty close to missing the show.
There was, you're acting like this is one time, bud.
When I missed that?
There have been a couple times. There was one time where you did call in and did the first segment on the phone because
that was when I was trying to get to work. I talked about that yesterday with Courtney because I was like, I haven't been late to work in all the years I've worked for iHeart more than I think 3 times total in 12 years. Maybe two times. One time, I was living in a high-rise, and the top parking garage where residents stayed, the gate to exit was broken.
Oh, yeah.
And
Wasn't that the really hungover one too?
No, that was different times. No, I did the shows when I was hungover. I did what I could do, but I was locked in upstairs in a parking garage, and I couldn't get into my vehicle to get to the station. And then it was so early when the show was on at that time that nobody else could help me and throw in a best of or something. And back then they didn't give us access to anything. My God. You couldn't get access to any of those
You couldn't
things.
get access to anything.
No, the C-Lane has all the access. But I didn't have any way to do it. So I was late that day, or just missed the show, I think, that day. And you know what's funny? I remember that day, Russ Rollins, who was doing the show after, he was doing the Monsters after, he didn't know exactly how to run the board at that time.
Oh, I remember this.
Oh, was the phone, right?
Yeah, so he turned on his phone and started playing Kiss songs and put the microphone up to the phone, and that's what was on instead of me. I was like, all right, here we go. So I missed that time, and then there was one other time where the exit to the interstate was shut, and it sent me on this wild goose chase, and I left 40 minutes before the show started. It takes me about 15 minutes to get to iHeart HQ, and I was still late because of all the traffic and all that nonsense. But mostly,
your problem with the Universal time was you missed the exit that it is very detrimental to miss.
Yeah. That, and then
If you were headed and you go past one exit, the next exit is an expressway. So to U-turn, you have to get on the expressway, get off the expressway, get back on the expressway, and get back on the interstate. And it takes forever, and it's the most infuriating thing.
Oh, you're cursing the whole time, without a doubt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Or you're doing the illegal U-turn.
Illegal U-turn? Don't mention the illegal U-turn.
Yeah, the illegal U-turn.
I once knew a guy who did an illegal U-turn and never saw him again.
Didn't work for this company, I'll tell you that.
Very, very risky business.
It's fun to say, illegal U-turn.
I think I was so panicked that I valet parked and just threw my keys at the guy and just, the radio show, and just hauled ass away. Just to get in there at the very last minute. So I made it on time for that one, but I generally have no idea where I'm going. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't know those things. I'm focused on other things, so I don't soak that information in. Anyhow, we got to take a quick break. When we come back, we got Amy Caulfield with us today.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Confirmed.
She will be talking with us, telling us everything that's going on in the news and in the world of Amy Caulfield. Let's see what happens with that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Authorities are clearing up an accident on Florida's Turnpike northbound between County Road 33 and County Road 470. Expect delays southbound as well. On Apopka Vineland Road, authorities are clearing up an accident northbound between World Center Drive and I-4. 2 left lanes are blocked. And on I-4 this afternoon, you can expect your regular delays before US 27 and approaching Sand Lake Road. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Marco's Pizza. Marco's just dropped their new Pizzoli. 4 fully loaded melty handhelds baked in fresh dough. In flavors like pepperoni or chicken bacon ranch. Goes for just $5.99 for a limited time. So go try Marco's new Pizzoli today. Use code Pizzoli. Limited time only. Participation may vary. See store for details.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever. But don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, Wednesday, March 13th, from noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, and connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida. Some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Join us at the Florida Jobs Now Job Fair on Wednesday, March 13th from noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center, 777 East Princeton Street, Orlando, Florida, 32803. That's from noon to 4 p.m. More information at fljobsnow.com.
Game bred bare knuckle MMA fans, the time is now. March 2nd, Orlando, Florida, live at the Kia Center with a historic main event. Junior Dos Santos. He's got to get out.
Junior Dos Santos has knocked out the Black Beast.
Dos Santos is the victor. Versus Allen, the Talent Belcher, Orlando, Florida, March 2nd. Get your tickets right now at Ticketmaster.com.
In this week's Marketers Report, Chris Brandt, Chief Marketing Officer at Chipotle Mexican Grill, weighs in on the power of audio, specifically audio influencers.
Audio has been a key component for us. Our consumer is omni-channel, so we need to be omni-channel. We've used audio to reinforce what we're showing on TV, what we're showing in other digital channels. When your priority is driving reach, boy, everybody seems to listen to the radio. I think using the audio influencers has been a huge component for us. Working with iHeart, we were able to really tease out the audio influencers in key markets that were authentic Chipotle fans. And because it's authentic and because they're seen as trusted friends by the customers and the listeners, it's really been an effective strategy.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local. Every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman Lind and the Under Oath podcast. Here's some more free advice. After you get into a car accident or experience any other injury, you cannot imagine what the insurance companies will do to fight your claim. They will go through your social media accounts, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or any other site you post on. They will use photos of you smiling to suggest you were not injured, that your life has not been impacted, all to avoid paying your medical expenses. Be careful when you post online. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Getting COVID-19, flu, pneumonia, or RSV can increase your risk of heart attack or stroke. People with heart disease are 6 times more likely to have a heart attack after getting the flu, and up to 7 times more likely to have a stroke after COVID. If you have heart disease, getting vaccinated is as important for your health as diet and exercise. Get vaccinated to lower your risk. Learn more at nfid.org. Brought to you by the National Foundation for Infectious Diseases.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational, presented by MasterCard, returns March 7th through the 10th. Follow your favorite PGA Tour pros as they go for glory. Score a high five at the White Claw Fan Deck. Get groovy at Throwback Thursday, presented by Corksicle. Or embrace your inner foodie at Wine and Dine on 9, presented by Kendall Jackson. For a premium experience, try Orange Grove, complete with all-inclusive food and bar service, including access to the storied Bay Hill Clubhouse. Visit ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com.
Every parent wants to set their child up for success. Florida Prepaid is here to help. We know that planning for college now is the best foundation for your child's future success. A Florida 529 prepaid plan can be your first step to getting there. Our plans are flexible and 100% risk-free, so you'll never lose your investment. And now is the perfect time to lock in your plan because 2024 plan prices are the lowest they've been in 10 years, starting at just $34 a month. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Enroll today.
Today's Central Florida job market is more competitive than ever, but don't be discouraged. Attend the Florida Jobs Now job fair, Wednesday, March 13th from 12 noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center and connect with over 70 recruiters right here in Central Florida, some even offering on-the-spot interviews. Your next career is right in front of you. Join us at the Florida Jobs Now job fair on Wednesday, March 13th from 12 noon to 4 p.m. at the Orlando Science Center at 777 East Princeton Street, Orlando, Florida. Get more info at FLJobsNow.com.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money. MONEY, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Real Radio 104.1.
Watching the world burn with some friends since 2007. This
It's time for some Amy Caulfield action. We love our friend Amy Caulfield.
Amy.
There she is.
Hey, you guys.
What's happening?
Bless Amy's soul. So I had to take my sweet girlfriend to the airport this morning.
Uh-huh.
We were up at 5 a.m. I turned on Fox 35, and there's Amy Caulfield with the early shift.
It was a little early today.
Oh, no.
So
God.
I was there with you. It was very comforting to see your face that early in the morning.
Oh, my gosh. I love you, Sabrina. I didn't think that rain was ever going to stop. What a freaking weekend. It was
does
crazy.
something. It shifts your mood in a really negative way. It's like, is it still gross out there? Yeah, it's gross out there. And Courtney would be like, how hard is it raining? And I say, gross. Like, it's just sloshy. It's just continuous.
And Amy, you spent a good chunk of that, hold up at the Speedway because you were supposed to be at the Daytona 500. Did they have you in a comfortable place, or was it just like annoying and long?
So we were under a tent. So Friday we were out there all morning and it was beautiful. We could not have asked for better weather. Friday morning was amazing. Then on Sunday when we had to go back out, I kept thinking, well, you guys know it rained all day Saturday. So I was like, okay. I said, they're gonna postpone the race because they'd already postponed the Xfinity race on Saturday night. And I was like, I kept looking at the radar. I'm like, it's gonna rain all day on Sunday.
Yep.
Well, we got all the way out to the track, set up. We were on the air for about, I don't know, maybe an hour. And then they came over the loudspeakers and they were like, we have canceled the race for today. It'll be back tomorrow. Come back on Monday. Well, at that point, we already set up. You know, we had all our guests coming. We had like a 4-star general from the Army coming. We had race car drivers coming. We had the track president coming. So it was like, what do you do? So we sat in the rain. And then at the end of the day, I got to go into the media center and I got to hang out with The Rock.
Oh,
that was it made it all worthwhile.
Did you smell what he was cooking? Thank you. All right. I thought you didn't hear it for a second there.
Can I tell you guys? That was funny, Sabrina. He's such a nice guy. He was like, he could not have been like nicer to everybody in the room. And he like took time to answer questions. And he's just like very down to earth and not like pretentious at all. I thought he was great.
What'd you ask him?
Oh, I didn't get to ask any questions. I was not on the the preset list of questions, Sean. Only 2 journalists got to ask questions. One of them from the WWE, and the other one was like Sirius XM NASCAR radio or something.
Really? How do they pick those?
Yeah.
Is it just random? Because I would have said
know.
You should have got the questions.
Oh, no. I mean, there were probably, I don't know, there was like, there was nothing to do with the track yesterday because there's nothing going on other than, The Rock was there, DJ Khaled was there. And Pitbull was there. And actually, Pitbull was really cool, too. And they were all
random.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know.
Look at you just rubbing elbows, mingling.
You know who else was really nice?
Who's that?
We got to interview Miss America on Friday.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you've heard about her story, but she's amazing. So when she was 17 years old, her mom died of pancreatic cancer.
My God.
And she was like, you know what? She's like, I'm going to honor my mom. I'm going to go and try to get into the Air Force Academy, which she did get in.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets into the Air Force Academy. She's now a second lieutenant in the Air Force. Now she's also enrolled in a graduate program at Harvard. And so she was like, you know what? I've never done pageants before. What the heck? I'm going to, try this whole Miss America pageant thing. She became Miss Colorado. And then she was crowned Miss America.
Wow.
A few weeks ago.
Time
so now she's
for
on
anything.
And she was so nice.
Yeah.
I know, right? Isn't that crazy? You talk about like somebody who is like extremely accomplished. She makes the rest of us look like underachievers.
In my world, Carrie Prejean is still Miss America. She was my favorite after all these
the
years.
South Carolina girl.
Yeah, that's the one who tried to answer the question during like the Q&A part.
Was this the Iraq question?
Yeah, yeah. Where she just like went in a loop and like made herself and she's probably like smart,
poor girl.
But the whole world thinks she's dumb, unfortunately. So we got the Daytona 500. Is it going to be today or what?
Okay. So, and then just to make matters worse, like even this morning, of course, it is still raining, right?
Yeah.
So, so this morning I was like, we know it takes 2 or 2.5 hours for the track to dry. So it takes a long time. They go out there with these jet dryers. They have to dry the whole track. But it was still raining at like 9:30 this morning. So then we get, and they were supposed to start the Xfinity race at 11. So then we get notice that now they've moved the Xfinity race to after the Daytona 500. So Daytona 500 today on Fox at 4:00.
Nice.
And then they're going to run the Xfinity race after the Daytona 500, but that race won't start till like 9:00 at night. So for anybody who bought a ticket, now you have to wait. If you want to stay and watch the Xfinity race, I don't know how many people will stay and watch. I mean, I hope they do, but what a long day.
Racers are dedicated.
Poor Xfinity race. That is going to be a lot of fans came dressed as empty seats.
Right, yeah. Man, that's tough. That's a long day. You're right.
Well, I know. It's a lot. But anyway, so they'll finally get both races in today, and then they get on the road, and they'll head to the next races, which will be in Atlanta. I think that's next weekend. So
yeah. I mean, I know that too because I'm a huge NASCAR fan. So,
that's Sean's new thing, Amy, is that he's a big race car
Sean, have you been to an actual race though? Like, you really don't appreciate it until you actually physically go and sit and watch them.
See, I can't believe that. And here's
true.
why. When you look at the action on television, they can follow the cars with the camera. But if you're sitting there in the stands, you just see all the cars go by. You go, I don't.
But there's just something to be said about sitting there and like when they all start their engines at the beginning of the race and they all take off and just like it truly is like, I mean, I wasn't a NASCAR fan until I moved to East Tennessee, 20 years ago, plus years ago, and saw my first race. And I was like, wow, this is like insane what they do. I don't like sit and watch every race, but it is fascinating. And you do appreciate, that. I mean, you have to have some athletic talent to be able to pull that off. They're like, the cars are like inches away from each other. It's insane.
Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, the amount of speed that they get in those vehicles and how close they get together is absolutely out of this world.
My question too is like what Sean said about being in the stands and watching it and just having the cars go by. At least if you're in the stands, you can kind of, there's a head bob around and watch the cars go. How do you follow from the infield? I have never got that. If like you're in the middle, you got your RV out there, you just kind of watch it in one direction and hoping to see everything?
Well, I mean, yeah. So like a lot of the people who have the RVs in the infield, they build almost like a tree stand, what you would use for hunting, but you build like a tree stand on top of your RV.
And you just keep spinning around.
And so they go up there and they can watch the race. What's that?
You just keep spinning around like you just turn yourself 360 the entire time?
Yeah, like in a swivel chair, just go around and around. But I mean, the track is, it's a huge track. It's 2.5 miles. So, I mean, they're still able to get a pretty good vantage point. And then at some point, the cars are not all together. Sometimes they're in a pack, but there's always like a few stragglers. And then people are taking like, they have to go to the pit. They need gas. They need a new tire or whatever. And so... So, then they're not all traveling together. So I don't know. It's just crazy. You got to go. You have to go watch.
I would love to.
All right. I'll get there at some point in time. Courtney and I were talking about you this past week. and we were talking about how amazing you are, Amy. And I said, you know what's interesting about Amy? When I get to know people, I go, what are the things that I can't imagine that person doing? And I think, I can't imagine Amy Kaufel, and I don't know if you guys are with me, Sabrina and Celia, but I can't imagine her yelling at somebody. And
she is a mother.
I was like,
look at her. Thank you, Chris. Exactly.
Who is the last person you yelled at and why? Can you remember?
It was Colton, because I keep getting these emails in the morning saying, missing assignment, missing assignment, missing assignment. And I'm about to freaking lose it on him.
I can hear it. I can hear it in her voice, Sean.
Yesterday. Listen, I'm still mad about this. I opened up his lunchbox yesterday. It had been stuffed in his backpack, since, I guess, Friday. So just a couple days.
Mold City.
But all the food that he didn't eat at lunch on Friday was like rotting in his backpack. It smelled horrible.
I've gotten that talk to many times back in the day. But the thing is, with Amy Kaufel, it's not that I can't imagine her yelling. I just know there's no imagination. If she were to yell at me, I would listen and never, ever do that again.
I go, oh my God.
Without a doubt.
You just leave the room. And the crazy thing is, it was just you, Sabrina, and Amy Kaufel in the room, and she like snapped on you and started yelling at you,
I deserved it.
When you left, no one would believe you. You'd be like, Amy Kaufel was screaming at me, and people were like, get out of here. We're not believing that. Anything non-Daytona 500 related, that's a big deal, and I'm excited for it, and it's good that Fox has this on. But what else is going on out there?
Did you guys see that somebody bought a $36 million winning lottery ticket at Publix in Jacksonville?
Wow.
And it expired. Nobody claimed it.
No.
36 million. Remember we talked about that one in Orlando just a couple of weeks ago. Remember that somebody had, bought a ticket at I forget, it was like somewhere on OBT or something, but somebody had bought a ticket in Orlando and it was worth like tens of millions of dollars and they didn't cash it, and it just happened again. 36 million.
Man.
So the obvious question, does that money go to the next jackpot?
So no. So this is actually, so here's where it benefits, Floridians, is that 80% of that money then goes into the education fund, which helps to fund things like Bright Futures. So it helps to pay for college tuition for kids, which is great. But can you imagine,
no.
What happens if you find the ticket in a couple weeks and you look at it and you're like, oh my gosh.
Oh, I would be fuming about that.
It's awful. I know.
My favorite current lottery story is there's a story out there making headlines over the last 24 hours about some guy who had his lottery ticket and he checked the website and he's like ticking off the numbers and he goes, oh my God, I won the lottery. And he texts his friend and his friend goes, okay, don't freak out, but you have to do all this smart stuff. You got to hire an attorney. You got to go through the whole process. And he goes, all right, I'm going to do it the right way. And he goes to cash in his lottery ticket. And the lottery place says, I'm sorry, sir, you're not a winner. And he said, what are you talking about? And they said, we accidentally put up the wrong numbers on the website.
Come on.
No.
And when he looked, the numbers
What lottery
were wrong.
was this? What state?
I think it was in Australia, actually. And he had a photograph of the day and the lottery numbers up on the screen. And then
that's baloney,
his lottery
man.
ticket. And they said that there was a mistake and they put the numbers up there and sorry, you're not getting any money. I go, oh, that would be brutal. That would be tough to hear.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
You should sue them.
One last story. Did you guys see the teenage girl working at the car wash in Indiana?
Yes.
Is that not the best video? I love her.
All right, hold on. Hold on a second here, because this sounds weird. Everything I've done so far sounds odd. It doesn't sound weird when you do it, but I just cheered for a teenage girl at a car wash.
Right.
Let me clarify that this was a girl. She's working at the car wash, and the person who's driving into the car wash is being a jerk, and they threw a cup of lemonade at her, and she had the power washer. So she just puts the power washer in the driver's side window of the car. You don't. It's like you don't shoot lemonade at somebody who's got the damn pressure washer.
You don't
ready
bring
to
a knife to
fire
a
back.
gunfight.
Yeah, it's the ultimate version. Yeah, that was something.
You guys Sean, pull up the surveillance video and show them so they can see it, because it's crazy.
Let me see if I can
It's
find
good
it.
stuff.
Why would they throw lemonade at her?
I don't know.
So rude.
Yeah, you can't really tell.
Like, it was just, I don't know. I mean, obviously the person was just being a jerk. I mean, she said that, like, there was nothing that had happened leading up to it. There was no, like, conversation or, you know what I mean? It was just weird.
Yeah, it's a poor girl. But you don't mess with that person. That was a fight picked that should not have been picked. All right, here's the footage for those of you who are watching along on YouTube and twitch.tv/The News Junkie. So you can see her here, and she's, spraying the side of the car.
Car wash worker from Indiana.
Let me turn on the robo voice. All right, they just threw a lemonade at her.
Oh, that must have hurt.
You realize how bad your decision was right there.
Is there a chance that he did not know she was there? Because this almost happened to me very recently.
Really?
Yeah, I rolled down the window of my car, and because I was like getting my trash together, like to put in a bag, and there was like a half a cup of water in there from ice that melted, and I tossed it out the window without looking outside, and there was a dude about 3 feet behind the splash zone. And I was like, I was like in the parking lot of an ABC, and one of the workers saw it go down and was like, oh my gosh, this guy could have gotten punched if he would have done that like 5 seconds later.
My God.
Always look before dumping stuff out. Good lesson here.
All right,
But
Amy.
in this case, the person chucked the whole cup out the window.
Yeah.
So, like, I think, like, what C-Lane was doing was just dumping some water. That's one thing. But, like, they chucked the whole cup in her face. It was terrible.
It seems very rude. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you, the lovely Amy Kaufman from Fox 35.
Love you, Amy.
Best part of our week is always catching up with Amy, and it should be the best part of your day every single day on Good Day Orlando. For those of you here in town, make sure you're watching GDO with Amy and the crew, and then you'll know everything that's happening and everything that you need to know. And it's one of my sources that I use every single day to get ready for the show, fox35orlando.com. Amy, we'll see you next week.
Bye,
Love you guys.
There she goes, the lovely Amy Kaufman, screaming at Colton. Colton gets it wrong.
Colton, you better, dump out that lunch next time, all right?
Yeah. I remember getting in trouble for that so many times over the years.
And you find it afterwards. It makes sense because your bologna is now very moldy.
Yeah, it goes bad very quickly. But my mom has yelled at me for that stuff over the years. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll hear from you. We'll get to your dispatches, and we'll see what's on your mind. Haven't even done any of these so far in the show today. In fact, let's work in a couple real quick.
You're crazy.
We got a moment or two. Here's Bong Knight talking about NASCAR.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
I know why Sean is a NASCAR fan. They only make left-hand turns. Peace.
They only make left-hand turns.
Was it worth it?
What's it getting to? What's it getting at?
I don't know.
All right.
They make left-hand turns.
Well, that's what they do, and that's NASCAR.
I don't know. All right. Good
you.
commentary. Thank you for that. Here's Chaos talking about GPS Life.
What's up, News Junkies?
Hey.
A little bit congested here.
Oh, no.
Sean, you sound like, what do they call it, a Zoomer?
Zoomer,
Zoomers. Gen Z, whatever.
Basically, I am.
You sound like one of those kids that are like, I can't get around without a GPS. I don't know how to... Didn't you live in, like, the 50s where you didn't have to
No,
have
I did not.
GPS?
You did have to use a map, though, did you not?
I don't know. Wait.
I have used a map in my life. Of course I have. I mean, you've gone through all of those things. But now I don't have to. In fact, now when somebody pulls up next to me and goes, I'm sorry, can you tell me where I could find this? I'm like, get your phone out, you loser. Don't ask me for directions on the side of the road right now. Also, I can't help you because I don't know where things are.
Right.
All right? So take that. I think that this is a fine way to live life. It's okay not to know where all the things are. Your phone tells you all these things. You just get in the car and you follow the directions. It's like half of my life, just following directions, and it makes it nice and easy. I don't know why I have not retained this stuff. Maybe it's on account of the drinking. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Let's do a couple more. Here is I'm a PC who is saying, Sean, I know how you feel.
Sean, I know exactly how you feel. I've been to a couple Chipotles down in South Florida, and
Chipotle keeps the online order thing stocked full while they let the in-person orders thing kind of get empty as the time goes on. I went to a Chipotle at 8 p.m. They closed at like 10. They said no chips, even though I've been looking at chips.
I know you got the chips.
Like literally, register, chips. Those chips aren't for me, the people who actually go into the store. They're for online orders only.
Boo!
So they made me online order to get chips that I'm physically looking at in the store.
Buddy.
So I know exactly how you feel, Sean.
Welcome to the future. That's the future. You're not going to be able to interface with a human being at any of these places anymore. They're going to find the burrito flipping robot before the year is over, probably. I mean, we're all done for. You saw the video from the Chat GPT thing last week. My God. It's done. Wrap it up, right? Like, if you don't have a job that a robot can't replace, you're in big, big trouble right now. You have to reconcile with this obvious fact. Think about it. And we thought that these jobs, broadcasting jobs, for the most part in the talk radio world, would be secure. I don't know anymore. I don't know if that's the case, because now we have all sorts of AI popping up everywhere, and it's all changing. The Chipotle folks, get used to ordering on the app and get used to them. Machines aren't going to be nice to you. They don't care about that. When we come back, we've got to talk about these damn shoes that I've been talking about since the beginning of the show.
Those shoes.
Kicking that can down the field. Wait, road? Yes, road. Kicking that can down the road on a President's Day. We are live, in case you were wondering.
Thanks for being here, Sean.
I know you've been thinking that this content is so good it must be best of, but guess what, friend? This is happening right now. So hang out with us on President's Day.
Happy Thursday, everybody.
Thank you so
it's
much.
Not Thursday. It's
2022, baby.
Monday, February 19th. I'll get the newspaper.
I don't think anything bad will happen to us in 2020. I think we're going to be just fine, guys.
Quick break. Back in just a moment. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Watch out for an accident causing a bit of delays northbound on Florida's Turnpike near County Road 470. Don't be surprised to see delays southbound near there as well. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Apopka Vineland Road between World Center Drive and I-4. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. New year, new hiring needs? Indeed's end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all year round. Schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from your Indeed dashboard. Learn more by visiting Indeed.com/credit.
Don't miss the boat, my friends. Compare your quote today with that mortgage guy, Don. Not only is he an expert, but he's your friend and has been the friend for many people. As a matter of fact, he has over 250 five-star Google reviews and 1,100 reviews at Experience.com. So very safe to say that Don knows what he's doing, especially when it comes to refinancing or buying your first dream home. So get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with that mortgage guy, Don.com.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551, and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Explore the magic of Paul McCartney's songbook in Season 2 of the hit podcast, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics. Each episode finds the songwriter in conversation about the stories and inspirations behind his iconic tunes, like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I was coming back on the plane, and he said, "Will you pass the salt and pepper?" And I misheard him. I said, "What? Sgt. Pepper?"
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
What'd your mom pack you for lunch? Let's see. A turkey sandwich, chips, and... Oh, fresh from Florida strawberries. I'll trade you for some string cheese. Sure. Here's my sandwich and my chips. No, I want the Florida strawberries. Seriously? No way. Can I throw in my juice box? You can throw in your lunchbox. You're not getting my Florida strawberries.
Pack the snacks your kids want to eat. Look for the sunny, fresh from Florida logo where you shop.
How about my new sneakers? Nope. These earbuds? Nope. My backpack? Nope.
Easy Cater presents We've Got Your Back. Up Singers.
Backing you up. So I order food on Easy Cater for a meeting with a new client in Jackson.
Gotta feed clients in Jackson.
On my way to the airport, it hits me. The client is actually in Jacksonville.
Feed clients in Jacksonville.
So I call Easy Cater. Nina picks up right away.
Gonna fix it for you.
She called me right back and said, "You're all set."
Nina fixed the Jackson accident.
Jackson? Easy Cater has your back with 24/7 support. Order at easycater.com and know.
We got your back.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, money, M-O-N-E-Y, money. Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
Rolling in, and my God, I'm sure they're just magnifique, just as good as it gets. And I've been promoting this, teasing this for so long, I need to just pay it off already. But
please do.
They had a thing this weekend. They had a sneaker convention, and sneakerheads, whatever they call themselves these days, they're very, very intense. It's like one of the most intense fandoms that I think I've ever seen in my life.
And lucrative, because they spend a lot of money on things that they will never touch again.
Yep. Yeah. They will collect these shoes and they will do everything they can to get certain versions of certain limited edition shoes. And I used to see in the shoe shop, or at the shoe shop, they probably call it something else.
At the shoe shop.
I don't know if it's called the shoe shop, but
I don't think so. But
there was a place that sold shoes kind of like this near my house in Chicago, and they would have a line all the way around the block whenever they were doing something.
At the cobbler?
It definitely wasn't the cobbler. I don't know what the hell it was. But there was a lot of people who would show up every time they would drop one of these shoes. And I didn't know that Trump was in the shoe game, but he popped up at this sneaker con, and it was very divisive, as one might imagine. You know, people were very, very divided up as to whether they wanted to boo Trump or whether they wanted to cheer on Trump. There was some woman that he brought on stage at one point. She was so overcome with emotion. She was like crying on sight of Trump, which is so weird. I mean, like, I think if Sabrina met Beyonce, she'd cry. I think that she would cry if she met her.
I mean, I very well could.
Mm-hmm.
But it wouldn't be before I threw up and passed out.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is I can see you being this overcome with emotion If only you met Beyonce. Only
I'd
met
like
one
to think
person.
that I'd be really cool about it, considering my career and my profession and all the other famous people I've met, that I would be real chill and we'd be friends forever after that, because it's
maybe externally.
She's part of my crew now because she's just so dang funny, that little Sabrina.
I think that it would be probably, of all the celebrities, the one that you would be the most emotional about meeting.
Have you ever seen that scene from New Girl when
no.
Prince was on the show?
No.
And so Prince walks up to them and is talking to Zooey Deschanel and the other main guy, and he's trying to talk to him, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't give you your moment yet. You can go ahead and do it." And they both go, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." And then one starts hyperventilating, one of my favorite scenes of all time.
That was such a cool story, getting Prince to do that show, because he was just a fan of the show. He really liked New Girl. And so,
really?
Yeah.
But then the attached part of it was that he was also an asshole.
Oh, was he?
And he loved the show so much that he didn't want to meet the actors behind it. He just wanted them to play character, even if they weren't filming anything.
That's so Prince. I don't want to meet you personally. I want to meet the character from the show that you play.
I mean, some of those Prince things that he does could be annoying, and then some of them are cool. Like when he did the Super Bowl halftime show, he does not do interviews, but traditionally, there's an interview with the person who did the halftime show. There's like a press conference with them and the person who sang the national anthem. And Prince said, "No, I will not be doing that. I will be performing for the press." And so he went to the press room and just played a set.
Oh, that's cool.
He's doing like Raspberry Beret for.
No, I think he did covers. He did he picked up his guitar and like Johnny Be Good.
So this woman cries when she sees Trump. By the way, did you? There was like our first or second year that we were on the air, and there was someone I met at a restaurant, very tiny one, who started hysterically crying.
Yeah,
and I did not know what to do with myself. I'm like, I haven't done anything. There's no footprint for you to be crying, but thank you so much. Here's a magnet.
Sealand and I have had that too.
I just ran into that girl.
Oh,
did you really?
Did she cry again?
No.
No. She's
like, "Remember me?" I'm like, "Of course I remember you." But no, her sister and her brother-in-law are friends of mine, and they were old regulars from Casey's, and I ran into them. But Sabrina, you mentioned that you want Beyonce to think you're funny. I would advise against telling jokes to Beyonce. Not because you're not funny.
Thank you.
But because you're gonna overthink it, or you're going to be awkward because you're meeting an idol.
I'm not going to tell her a joke like, hold on a second, give me a tight five. I'm just saying, I would hope that some of the things that come out of my mouth are a little quirky, but now you're making me nervous, and I feel hotter than I did earlier.
I should just toss it out there. I don't have a secret connection to let you meet Beyonce.
Oh
here
yeah,
or anything,
you thought that you made me think that you did for my birthday.
You thought that because you're delusional. You're out of your mind.
That was an uncalled for statement.
Come on. Hey, I was trying to do something sweet for your birthday.
At that time, I trusted everything that you said, and now I know better.
What do you mean trusted what you said? I didn't say anything. It was just your birthday, and I was trying to do something nice.
Someone
and you thought,
special's coming in. It's going to be a big surprise. We're going to
went right to Beyonce.
We're going to lead HQ. HQ's going to have to know. You took it and ran. And it was a moment that we will never talk about again, please.
I mean, I've never seen somebody so disappointed to meet their mom.
What happened? Because I met her. I've known her. It was a great surprise. It was just overwhelming. What happened with Trump and the damn shoes?
She really wants me to get to this Trump thing.
Well,
okay.
But, I mean, my piece of advice is based on experience. Because when I had my meet and greet with Dave Matthews, I made a joke that silence.
Womp.
What was it? Do you remember?
Yeah, the couple, they had us in line, and the couple that was before me, the young lady was pregnant, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Dave," she word vomited. This got me to shut up. She goes, "Oh my gosh, Dave, we're such big fans. We've been to this many shows, and my unborn child has been to this many shows, and have been to this many shows when it's born, and we decided that in 2001 on the lawn in West Palm when you played Angel, that we would spend the rest of our lives together. And if you could play it again," and he hasn't played this song in a decade. If you could play it again, that would mean the world to us. And he goes, "My Angel?" And I went, "No, Shaggy's Angel." Silence.
Hello, darkness.
Absolute silence.
Yeah.
You know what I like to think? I like to think that backstage they go, "Oh, Dave Matthews, you're backstage at his show. He's got like other bands around him. And they're hanging out, and they're like, Dave, tell the story about that one guy." And Dave's like, "Oh, this asshole." He comes in and he's like, "No, not your angel, Shaggy's angel." Like you're stuck in his head, living rent free to this very day. It could be the case. Oh, back to Trump. Here we go. Ready? There's a lot of people who are very emotional about Trump being at this shoe con. And he's got like gold shoes, all kinds of other shoes. They sold out because, Trump. And he wanted to talk to these folks.
Thank you very much. This is a big crowd.
Big crowd.
Hello, everybody. So thank you very much. And we have a few young ladies that are up here crying. Look at you with the Trump 2024. Thank you, darling. I love you too. Wow.
This is insane.
A lot of emotion.
Yeah, this is a little loose. He said, a lot of emotion. A lot of emotion.
There's even people crying. Look at you with the tears.
You're disgusting. I love it.
I don't know why the atmosphere. Well, I do know why the atmosphere is tense. What am I talking about? It's Trump, right? That's just how it works, I guess. You could hear the booing and then some of the cheering, I guess, a little bit. It's just like uncertain vibes.
There's a lot of emotion in this room. Thank you.
A glass case.
Thank you.
The emotion, Kenny.
So the really nice thing is we have lines, and I want to thank Chase and I want to thank Alan, but we have lines going all around the block.
Yeah.
They're going all around this block. They've never seen anything like this one. I just want to tell you.
The mic keeps feeding back, or there's like a weird place for him to be. He's in Philadelphia, and behind him it says GetTrumpSneakers.com. And to his credit, they sold out all the golden Trump sneakers.
We only made 1,000 pairs.
Oh, that's it.
I mean, didn't he just get ordered to pay $450 million? Like, if he made 2 million of these and sold out, he would be set.
Oh, that's what he's starting from the bottom. The next will be socks, and then pants, and then a belt.
And these are not political, though. He's saying these are definitely not political.
Also,
right?
and I don't know if this is enforceable or if this is just some sort of suggestion, like a little, hey, a little suggestion there. It says Trump sneakers and fragrances, which I didn't know there were also fragrances.
Oh, you should see them.
The Trump sneakers and fragrances are intended for individual enjoyment and as a collectible and not for investment purposes.
I wonder if that's
can
like
they ban you from reselling them?
I don't know, but I don't. Maybe that's like related to the political thing. Like it's not supposed to be seen as a political donation since he's running for office, or something. Something's going on with the language they're using there. I don't know.
Gosh, the cologne is hilarious.
Yeah, something I'll say that. We'll get into more of this in just a bit. We're running late. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina. What's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? Hot on the wire, you thought we would not talk about Taylor Swift this week. We are. And does she smoke weed? An upcoming auction has some of Elton John's stuff that we can never afford, but my favorite part is the catalog that's also available for purchase. Plus, imagine your dad is Rocky. Now imagine he makes you chase an effing chicken. All that and more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
Monsters in the Morning.
There's a look that he has that's that F-boy look, and it,
What's
you
an
know,
F-boy?
the
F stands for
F.
Oh,
so would Ryan be an F-boy? No.
No.
Oh, how about me? Am I an F-boy?
No.
Yeah,
the F
okay, you
stands
didn't
for
say it
fat.
so quick, Angelique. But,
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a look at your forecast for the rest of our Monday for Central Florida. For today, while we have started off with some showers, those are going to gradually work their way off the East Coast, giving way to increasing sunshine. However, that won't help to warm our temperatures up very much. We'll only see highs right around the mid-60s for Central Florida. Tomorrow, we'll see a good amount of sunshine all day long with mid to upper 60s possible. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Don't miss huge savings on better sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. For a limited time, shop in-store to score a Sleepy's Queen mattress for only $89.99. That's over 60% off and the lowest price ever. So hurry in today. This deal is only here while supplies last.
Well, hello there. Join me at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino to celebrate a new era in gaming. With live craps, roulette, and sports betting now available to go along with the biggest selection of slots in South Florida. Plus, all your other favorite table games. Complement your night with my award-winning fine dining and casual fare options, lively bars and lounges. Or catch your favorite A-list entertainer at Hard Rock Live. Discover your rhythm today. Go to hardrockholly.com. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Do you have a debt problem? Well, now you can finally do something about those collection calls. You can only avoid your mail and the phone for so long. That's why you need to call the Debt Solutions Network. We have agents standing by right now to assist you with your debt problems. Credit card debt, collection accounts, medical bills, and repossessions. Call now for relief.
800-245-1567. 800-245-1567. That's 800-245-1567.
Every parent wants to set their child up for success. Florida Prepaid is here to help. We know that planning for college now is the best foundation for your child's future success. A Florida 529 prepaid plan can be your first step to getting there. Our plans are flexible and 100% risk-free, so you'll never lose your investment. And now is the perfect time to lock in your plan because 2024 plan prices are the lowest they've been in 10 years, starting at just $34 a month. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Enroll today.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, over 3 million people called Morgan & Morgan in their time of need. And with over 1 million of those calls coming from previous clients, friends, and family.
My name is Jeannie. I was sitting in traffic and I was hit twice from behind by 2 different cars. My first thought was Morgan & Morgan. I was very surprised at how easy it was. I did not have to go into the office. I did everything by text. They needed documents, I could sign them, I could upload them, I could send them right back with ease. Call Morgan & Morgan. It's easier than you think.
Thank you for trusting us. We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. The word is out. Size matters. Reputation matters. We're America's largest injury law firm for a reason. With over 900 dedicated attorneys and climbing, we're ready wherever you are, whatever you need. The choice is easy. We're just a phone call away. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then. Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
EasyCater presents We've Got Your Back. Up Singers.
Backing you up. So I order food on EasyCater for a meeting with a new client in Jackson.
Gotta feed clients in Jackson.
On my way to the airport, it hits me. The client is actually in Jacksonville.
Feed clients in Jacksonville. Oopsie.
So I call EasyCater. Nina picks up right away.
Gonna fix it for you.
She called me right back and said you're all set.
Nina fixed the Jackson accident.
Jackson? EasyCater has your back with 24/7 support. Order at easycater.com and know
We got your back.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
Out on March 16th. It is less than a month away. Go get your tickets right now while you can, while they're available, so you don't miss out on everything going down for Just Okay. Details on that as we roll through the week. Go to realradio.fm/justokay. Let's get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Okay, my beautiful black people.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina.
Hey, 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 hey.
Smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Speaking of beautiful people, he's going to make your life beautiful. Whether you're refinancing, buying your first dream home, perhaps you're doing some debt consolidation, work with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
It was 42 years ago, 1982. This guy right here. Wait for it.
Ozzy.
Ozzy is right. And in 1982, he was arrested for doing what?
Oh,
I'm not giving you any clues.
He was urinating at the Alamo?
That is correct. 2 points
Damn
for
it,
C-Lane.
Yes.
And what did he say? I don't have it ready. Do it yourself.
He said,
It was just take a little pee on the Alamo.
That was really good. That was really, really good, and I appreciate you for doing that. Yeah, do you
I've heard that recording more times than I've done that.
Something at the end of it goes, sex. How about secrets? And they're now saying, does Taylor Swift smoke
reefers?
Oh, yeah. There's a video going viral from the Super Bowl after party showing Travis Kelce smoking
reefers.
Yeah, dude. And apparently Taylor Swift is talking to him. And now fans seem to think that Taylor would have joined him if he wasn't being filmed smoking the ganja. And of course, you can have some fun with it. You can realize that they are both adults and that in most places it is now legal, whether medical or recreational, but you wouldn't be able to have fun without someone sucking that fun.
I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor Swift didn't smoke weed because of like her voice, like to keep it.
Sure. You could still do some edibles.
She could,
some
yeah.
Tincture.
Yeah.
Well, now fans are saying, how dare she? They are role models for children.
marijuana is the gateway drug, everybody. This is dangerous.
What's next? PCP?
Hopefully.
Marrying
Can you
a
imagine
goat?
Taylor Swift on PCP? That would be awesome.
Ooh, look what you made me do. And then she rips someone's head off.
She like, if
And
somebody
then jumps
slips
a
her
wall.
PCP right before her performance somewhere, and like it just hits when she's on the stage. And Taylor Swift on PCP, I'd pay the actual cost of the ticket to go to that.
I saw some of this is laughable. The comments that they've made, they're humoring each other, but she might develop an addiction. Drugs aren't a joke. Another said, Travis and Taylor being drug addicts prove what terrible role models they are for children. Society continues to degenerate as we popularize people like that.
This is like implying that if Taylor like has one hit of a marijuana cigarette, it's going to be Britney 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
You know what? Personally, I know somebody who went to rehab for marijuana. They were very addicted to the marijuanas.
My dad tried to make me go, but I said no.
Courtney's parents made her go to rehab.
Oh,
weed.
That's right.
Yeah. They found out she smoked some weed. And they put her in like a rehab. Oh, God.
Oh,
she's never been the same. She's never been the same. Look at her now. She's a hardcore drug addict.
That's right. But she is a great influence on all the children around her.
No, she's bad. She hates kids. She yells at them.
From kids to people, because the People's Choice Awards were last night.
She doesn't hate kids. No, I didn't. I didn't see this. Did you guys watch it?
So I
didn't know what was happening.
I did catch it because we were waiting for True Detective season finale to pop on at 9 p.m. And it was weird. I got to tell you, I don't know if I've ever watched the People's Choice Awards like live. And it's a much smaller room, I'll tell you that much. And it was a lot more old school celebrities, including Jennifer Aniston, which they just kept showing every 2 seconds. Because I guess that night, Adam Sandler was receiving himself a big Lifetime Achievement Award for all the things that he did. And then we happened to catch when Jennifer Aniston was there to present the award. And now everyone's talking, saying they were trolling Jennifer because they played this song when she walked up. Flowers by Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Unfortunately, I'm running out of time, but that is Flowers. I'm sure you would have gotten it at this point, John.
Mm-hmm. I know this one.
And they're
Flowers.
like, wow. See, Lane, I'll give you the point because you said it out loud. But they played Flowers by Miley Cyrus, and they're now saying, they being the conspiracy theorists of the internet, was that a subtle way to troll her for her relationship status?
God, come on.
Because she's single. The biggest troll was the amount of time Adam Sandler did his speech, because he did a whole... I thought I was going to be winning the award for People magazine, hottest person ever, sexiest man alive. So he got into the Adam Sandler voice and read like a 6-minute speech.
Oh, did he?
I'd like to take my wife.
Oh, it's me, Adam Sandler.
And because of the timing of it all, poor Jennifer Aniston had to be there on the side, like in the shot the whole time. Like, oh, you're crazy, Adam. What's going on here? So congratulations, and then I stopped watching it, and
Did you see, everywhere where I see anything about this today, it's just Sydney Sweeney in the red dress. Sydney Sweeney in the red dress. Sydney Sweeney.
Right.
Oh my God!
And check out those sneak heavies.
People are posting reaction gifs, and they're like, me when I just saw Sydney Sweeney's latest Instagram post. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I see what's happening here.
She's a very nice looking lady. I'll tell you what, I think she's going to be the next big thing. I put $5 on it. 2024, 2025 is going to be.
What are you talking? I think she's big right
Sydney.
now. Yeah.
No, but she's popping up now. I have known Sydney since I started watching Euphoria. No one really talked to her, but then it was like she had a moment on that, like on the set.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden she's in all the movies, and then it's the big boobs. And I'm not saying she does not deserve her flowers, but I think she's going to be like in everything now. Someone who will not be in anything is one of the stars from this show right here.
Home Improvement.
One of the celebrities that's in some trouble today.
Oh, and not for the first time, but I believe the second or third. Zach Ty Bryan has been arrested for a suspected DUI. What?
Oh no, a big fan of Zach Ty Bryan.
Bryan booked
ZTB, I
at
call him.
La Quinta Police, right by the hotel. They have a police station.
Nice.
Early Saturday morning for driving under the influence with 3 or more priors. He's also booked for contempt of court.
Whoa. 3 or more DUIs before this?
That's right.
Damn.
That
Get it
is
together.
not
This guy, he is right on his way to an interlocking device.
If he hasn't had it already, he was arrested back in 2020, pled guilty. He also was arrested for allegedly strangling his then girlfriend. So the following year, he got menacing and assault in the 4th degree. Arrested again last summer after police got a call about a dispute between a male and a female. He left the scene of that crime. He is now felony assault in violation of the Abuse Prevention Act, and here we go, some more DUIs. So things are looking real good for him.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he will not be able to enjoy the brand new drink from this guy right here.
You ready?
Well, this guy right here, because I don't have time to play the ad.
That is Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre have now released cans of gin and juice for your drinking pleasures.
Why
not
did
behind
that
the
take
wheel.
so long?
Very great question, but it's also not the first or last food/entertainment collaboration. And their ad for it is Pulp Fiction-esque with a lot of curse words that I spent a lot of time taking them out. But
Well, save it. Well, I want to hear it. We'll play it when we come back.
Well, thank you. On the boob tube. Late nights on repeat. Okay.
I do.
Follow your dreams. I don't remember. I dropped it by accident. Everything's on the ground right now. But the AC's working, so that's good. Follow your dreams and me on Instagram at Sabrina Hambra. And most importantly, stay with me, America.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. When we come back, we've got so much to get into. In fact, we're going to hear that Snoop Dogg audio and There's something that everybody all around the world has been waiting for. Tick-tock. Waiting, and it just doesn't seem to happen. What is it? That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Oh, hi. You need something? Just say it. Real Radio 104.1.
There's a bunch of commotion on Florida's Turnpike. Authorities are clearing up an accident northbound between County Road 33 and County Road 470. The right shoulder's blocked. Southbound between Lake County Line and County Road 470, the left lane is blocked. Travel with caution through there. On Apopka Vineland Road, authorities are clearing up an accident northbound between World Center Drive and I-4. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Did you know Discover wants everyone to feel special? That's why with your Discover card, you have access to 24/7 customer service, as well as $0 fraud liability, which means you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
The Arnold Palmer Invitational, presented by MasterCard, returns March 7th through the 10th. Follow your favorite PGA Tour pros as they go for glory. Score a high five at the White Claw Fan Deck. Get groovy at Throwback Thursday, presented by Corksicle. Or embrace your inner foodie at Wine and Dine on 9, presented by Kendall Jackson. For a premium experience, try Orange Grove, complete with all-inclusive food and bar service, including access to the storied Bay Hill Clubhouse. Visit ArnoldPalmerInvitational.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Elevate the look of your home, all while saving money on your utility bills with new windows from Renewal by Andersen. All their windows are custom made. So let's say you want some chic black frames on your windows. but they're not HOA approved. That's not a problem with Renewal by Andersen, because every single window is custom built. So that means the outside of your home can be HOA approved and inside can be approved by you, meeting your decor and design needs for your home. And if you have an historic home, Renewal by Andersen can accommodate you too and are able to match your color and style. Nothing is off the shelf because, again, every single window is custom built. Renewal by Andersen has a great offer to help you get started. Now through the month of February, buy 4 windows and or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Brought to you by your local Ford dealers and Circle K. Get your buy 3 tickets, get 1 free savings coupon from participating Circle K locations. See savings coupon for details. Coming to Camping World Stadium March 2nd. You have to see it live, so don't...
Daytona Supercross, where champions are made, legends are born, and the biggest names battle it out under the lights at the world center of racing. Don't miss it. The gate drops Saturday, March 2nd. Secure your tickets and trackside access today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at OurRealSuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551, and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Enjoying the news junkie? You've probably heard a ton of injury attorney commercials, but if you are injured and need a lawyer, who's the right lawyer for you? That's why we offer our 30-day risk-free trial. If you are not 100% satisfied with the way we treat you and your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Go to JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
We are professional grade at Orange Buick GMC. Online at orangebuickgmc.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the News Junkie.
Once again, I think I've failed. It's just really seems to be what happens to me on every single possible occasion these days. And this was no different. And this weekend it was rainy on Friday night, rainy on Saturday, rainy Sunday, like just nasty, absolutely gross weather. And we wanted to get out and do something. I said, let's go to a movie. And I said, just like pick out something and let's go see it. And Courtney picks out, there's a movie that probably, it may have been me in a room of teenage girls, right? That was probably what was happening in this movie theater we were at this weekend. And we went to see Lisa Frankenstein. And
that one's supposed to be cute.
Yeah, Lisa Frankenstein. Obviously, it's one of those things where I think they came up with a clever name first. They were like, what if we did Lisa Frankenstein? Lisa Frank was, if you don't know, I think they're still around. I think they're actually still a name brand out there. And they did like trapper keeper type things. And
the animals with the big old eyes.
Yeah, they had a very particular style. Like it's unmistakable when you see it. You go, oh, that's a Lisa Frank thing. And it was a huge brand. And so they turned that into Lisa Frankenstein. And we were watching this movie, which is like super weird, right? It's a really weird movie. The basic premise of the movie.
It's with one of the Zach and Cody's, the Dillon brothers, Dylan Rouse, or what's his name? Come on.
Was it? Is that who played I'm
pretty sure.
Frankenstein? That's weird because you couldn't even really tell.
What's
because
the name of the twins, though?
Dylan Cole Sprouse.
Sprouse.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to know because he was in like Frankenstein stuff for most of the movie. But this young girl who's kind of like the outsider, goth, Wednesday Addams type girl, she ends up finding like this statue in a cemetery. And she puts these rosary beads around the statue and she visits it all the time. And she likes the statue of this guy. And then lightning strikes the statue and it turns the statue to life. But like, it's still a statue and it's all busted up and stuff. And she proceeds to hide this guy and help him out. And then he starts killing people and taking their parts off and using them to fix himself. Right. And like, that's the whole premise of the movie.
Frankenstein.
Super cheesy, but like, you know, like if it's a 13-year-old, 14-year-old girl who's sitting down watching the movie, she's probably having a good time. She's going to enjoy it. It's not for everybody, but you know, it's something. And it's also, and I hate this, but this is an issue that I have personally. Diablo Cody was the one who wrote this. And Diablo Cody, you might know from
Juno.
Juno was a big one that she did. Jennifer's Body, a couple other things. This movie actually occurs in the same universe as Jennifer's Body. And I think Diablo Cody, while being an incredibly talented person, she has a way of writing where it's so, there's some cringe ass elements to it. Like every female character has to be like, oh yeah, you know, I'm riding the Crimson Pony this weekend. And like, there's so many just
Menzies.
yeah, there's so many like really cringe ways that they say things that I go, I don't think this works. I don't think it's how anybody talks. There was a lot of that in Juno too, but somehow Juno became some big, gigantic, you know, surprise hit. Anyways, movie was okay. That really doesn't matter. That's not what, it just happened to be the place we were. So we sit down, we had perfect seats, dead center, last row in this movie theater that is in some city. I don't know exactly where we were because I don't generally know that. And when the movie starts, we're like, whoa, why is it so quiet? And I don't mean like just a little bit quiet, like maybe it should be turned up a couple of notches. I mean like comically quiet. Like in the movie theater, it was probably 1/3 of the volume it should have been at, maybe. And I'm like, this never happened before. And Courtney and I are sort of laughing, and everybody else in the theater is kind of laughing because it's so comically low. You can't hear this damn movie for anything.
Weird.
And there are like big parts in the movie where it would have been like, boom, a big surprise, but it's so quiet, you're not like surprised by it.
It's a
And I go, we didn't do anything. We didn't do anything about it. And I was like, are we supposed to do something?
Yeah. I would go to the front desk.
To who?
Customer service or something.
Yeah.
There's one young dude who like scans your tickets on a cell phone when you go in. Then there's a concession people.
Tell him.
And the bar people. And I'm like, there's not like.
I did that when we went to the Beyonce movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was way too low.
It was too low?
Yeah. And I went outside. I'm like, can you guys just pump it up a little bit, please? And they did.
I didn't go out. The theater was full. There's probably 30 plus people in the theater.
Did it ever get louder?
Nobody ever.
You watched the entire movie.
We watched the entire. Low. Yeah. So I'm like just ridiculously low. Just it wasn't even close. It was like, honestly 1/3 of where the volume should have been.
An entire theater full of people who just think like it'll be too much confrontation.
Well, Courtney goes, should I go out and tell them that it's too low? And I go, no. And I said, why did I say no? why am I weirded out by approaching this and going out there? And nobody in the theater went out and said anything about this. The only reason I didn't was because I honestly didn't know who to complain to. There's not like, what's the name of the person whose job that is?
You don't think that the person who scanned your tickets would know who to go to? Like you tell them and they tell the person. Or you tell the person at the ticket booth and they tell, like, they got to know who would be responsible for that. They have bosses.
Who's the person that I need? What's the name of that job? The person who's like running the films. I forgot the name of that job.
Projectionist.
Yeah, the projectionist. So I need the projectionist, right? I don't know where that person is. I guess maybe the other people could talk to them. I get the feeling that the projectionists are up high, you know, over everybody else.
Often, yes.
And then just scream at them from the seats.
I thought about that. But I don't think they're in there. I think they're in like a big room, and I think they're going from movie to movie to movie. There's like one person who's firing off all these movies. I think that's how they end up doing that. That's my guess. I might be wrong about that. But I didn't know who to tell. The movie was so quiet the whole time. We never did anything about it. They never turned it up. And I think it probably would have been not twice as good, but I think I would have enjoyed it much more if it was louder. And I just sat there the whole time thinking, well, somebody else will go and do this. Somebody else will go complain. These young kids down here, they don't care. They'll go down and they'll complain that the audio isn't loud enough. Alicia on YouTube says, Sean makes everything so complicated. I sat there and was dealing with it. I was dealing with it, and I didn't know. I thought maybe they would notice. Arya Shadowblade on Twitch says, there ain't nobody up by the projectors unless there's a problem. Is it automated?
I think a lot of it's automated these days.
For real?
Especially if the movie's delivered digitally.
So how am I supposed to know that some kid who's scanning tickets at the front door is my key?
Because the kid... Do you not understand that he has a boss that he can talk to?
I didn't see anybody else, literally anybody else walking around at the whole...
That's why you talk to the people you can see.
I mean, Sean, today's show is like a lot of things that... it's like you were an alien that was just sent into the world, and all
when you
of
say
these
today's
problems...
show, you're connecting this to the restaurant just being rude to me?
The restaurant, then there was something else. The
restaurant thing, I was absolutely in the
directions or something like that.
No, directions wasn't connected to this, but the restaurant thing, I was absolutely in the right, and the dude at the door was just super rude, and we just left. You know, that's different. This is me going, is it worth it for me to get out of my chair, miss a portion of the movie, go out and try to wander around to find who the person is that I need to tell that Theater 14 isn't loud enough. And then I just go, it's too much.
I can't hear it.
It's too much. And no, it wasn't that, because everybody else was laughing in the theater about how low the volume was. It wasn't just me, because I thought about that at the beginning.
Drove me insane.
I don't think
I would have stayed, honestly.
It was tough, but you could still hear everything. It's just generally in the movie theaters, it's nice and loud. And
part of the reason you go.
Yeah, you're used to that experience. Mariano on YouTube says, on movie theaters, there is no longer a person on the booth upstairs. It's all automatic. Management can change things from the front desk. There is no front desk, though. There literally is no front desk. You just walk in, there's a large room, and the one dude that you go over to. It's never been easier to sneak into a movie, by the way, because there's not like roped off areas anymore. It used to be roped off. We had to go to the person, they ripped the ticket, and then you went inside. Now it's just one dude kind of looking around, and if you want to walk up to him to scan your ticket, you can. And they leave it open because weirdos DoorDash stuff from the movie theater, and they need the DoorDash people to be able to go in there.
Dylan says, I was a movie theater manager 6 years. It's all automated now. The projection is digital. All the manager has to do is twist the knob just like a stereo. That's all it would have taken.
Why wouldn't they go around and do some testing? Like poke their head in, see if the theater is loud enough. See if this is working. And they go, oh, this is definitely not loud enough. I would have thought somebody else would have fixed this, but nobody did. And I just stayed for the entire time, watched the movie, just a whisper, quiet movie
Put the subtitles on.
It was fun, though. It was a fun little movie. It's not good, okay? Keep that in mind. Like, it's not a movie that you go watch and you're like, wow, Lisa Frankenstein was really amazing. It's a movie where I said I knew it was going to be a weird movie, and I knew it was going to be, like, kooky and whatever, and it delivered on that. Okay, let's go. Oh, speaking of that, at the box office, Bob Marley, One Love was number one with the bullets. Over $50 million at numero uno.
Diamond.
Now, you said that the Lisa Frankenstein theater was mostly teenage girls, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you think that the theater that shows the Bob Marley movie has a smell to it?
Because they're smoking marijuana in there?
Maybe not in there, but maybe
Stoners going to see it would smoke weed before going to see it, but I don't think it's supposed to be like a trippy movie.
No.
Well, no.
It's just like
it
a
doesn't mean you're not
biography.
going to get high before.
There was a dude in the hallway, though, who was brutal about this. There's a guy in a wheelchair who was the most aggressive wheelchair dude I've ever seen in my life. Like, he was rolling his wheelchair so aggressively and fast through the hallway. I was like, damn, this guy's impressive. And he's with his nerdy friend, and his nerdy friend walks by the theater, and he sees the poster up, and he goes, oh, the Bob Marley movie's out. And the guy in the wheelchair goes, yeah, too bad it looks like a steaming pile of crap.
Oh, roll.
Jesus, God. Guy's just brutal over here. But that was number one. That did very well, over $50 million. Madam Web from the Spider-Man universe and another Sony production flopping miserably with $25.8 million A record worst for Sony Superhero Adventures, they say. And then what else was number 3? I was trying to see. Hang on. Give me a second here. Let me bring up the full list because it didn't come up in what I printed out here. But the Bob Marley movie was the most successful. And I was thinking about it in comparison with a lot of the other similar movies. So, you know what movie did pretty well, actually, was the Freddie Mercury movie. That movie, which is a comparable biopic, did really well. And I think that did $65 million to $52 million for Bob Marley. And then I don't remember what Elton John's Rocket Man movie did.
That one did really well, too.
Was it successful?
Yeah.
I didn't remember how it did. Argyle was number 3 for $5 million.
Oh, man. I felt like an idiot because you recommended Argyle, and I was like, babe, let's watch Argyle, and get all ready, and it is in theaters, and I did not know that.
So, Rocket Man grossed $96.4 million in the U.S. and Canada.
What about its first weekend? Does it say opening weekend?
Be right back.
Okay, because Marley got 51 in the first weekend alone. I'm not sure if that was a big one. I remember the movie being pretty good, and there was lots of interviews and stuff. By the way, C-Lane, Argyle, I said, is something. I don't even know if I would say it was good. It's very, very bizarre. Gotcha. And it's like twist. But afterwards, Courtney and I had something to talk about. We were enjoying talking about it. So for that, it was worth it.
Rocket Man debuted at 25.7 million, finishing 3rd behind Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and Aladdin.
Ooh.
Oh, the bad Aladdin?
It must have been.
No, that's the Will Smith Aladdin.
Yeah.
I like that Aladdin. I liked it. I thought it was okay.
I couldn't get through it. It looked too weird.
Yeah. I thought it was enjoyable. But there you go. Bob Marley, Victor this weekend.
Yeah,
and the old Madam Spider-Woman thing or whatever, Madam Web flopping at the box office.
Madam Spider-Woman.
I said everybody has been waiting for something to happen, and it's just not happening. And this is a little dark, a little macabre, but true nonetheless. Jimmy Carter is still alive, friends. He is a man who has been in hospice for over 100 days now, I think?
No, a year, I thought.
Is it over a year?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I think I think I read that over the weekend. Like a year ago, he went in hospice, and you're only supposed to be there like 6 months or so.
Yeah. Just let's get a couple of things out in the clear here, because when people talk about things like this, mostly they say things that don't make sense. So when they write in hospice in an article, it doesn't mean that Jimmy Carter went to a place. Right. Hospice is just a general term for end-of-life care. Else. Yeah, you don't go to a place and it's like, welcome to hospice. Usually everybody dies.
You can, but I think usually the place comes to you. You do like an in-home hospice.
Right. It's just like preparing for death. And
man, that's a long time to prepare for death.
Yeah,
that's
generally
a
short time.
Long preparation.
Usually it's these nurses. My mother used to do this. I don't know how she did this, but my mom used to work as an end-of-life care nurse. My mom did all of these jobs that must have been so difficult. She was the manager of an assisted living facility for people with dementia for so long, and I'd go there to try to get some money out of her. And all these dementia-ridden patients were all over the place.
And try to get money from them.
You could have. Might have been easier. But my mom did that, and then she did the end-of-life care where every patient that she met died. Not because she was doing bad at her job, but because that's just the nature of it. And now he's still alive. After a year in hospice, they said Jimmy Carter is still with us, and he might make it. Fingers crossed, knock on all the wood. He could make it to 100 years old because he's 99 and change right now. Wow, and they'd said he'd never make it this far, but here he is. You know who's
the most surprised at that? Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
He wakes up every day like, oh.
Kill me.
Still here, huh?
I bet he wants to die. I bet he does.
I bet he has no idea where he is.
I bet he wants to be with his wife who died. Rosalind Carter died. It was with her for like his whole life. It must just be the ultimate heartbreak. Oh, that makes me sad to even consider that and think about that. But he is still alive, according to his grandson, who you might know from that reality show where everybody's like related to celebrities.
Yeah. What was it called again?
Famous.
I forget every time.
Damn it! It was.
We'll find it out.
Yeah. You know that one, guys.
It's the one where people have famous relatives and you have to guess who they are through a series of clues. And that one woman was so angry because her relative was Tom Hanks and they had the Forrest
Claim
Gump
to fame.
Claim to fame, yeah. They had the Forrest Gump bench in the house as part of the clues, and she's like, "Can you believe it? There was a bench." The bench. Dude, that lady was so pissed off.
She did not like. I mean, I'm sure she knew she was mic'd, but she just pushed that away because that was the cringe exit.
It was so much. Oh boy! All right, let's go over to you. A couple of dispatches are coming in, and we want to see what you have to say. Here's Insecure Walrus talking about projectionists.
It's been about 25 years since I was an actual projectionist at a movie theater. I wasn't allowed to be called a projectionist because that would involve getting in with the unions and things. So anybody that worked in the booth was an usher B. When you work for big corporations like your Cinemark, your Regal, your AMC, they can't be called projectionists. But anyways, that's an aside. Nowadays that it's all automated, it's just kind of set to levels and nobody goes around and checks.
That's crazy.
The problem is that movie was probably more of an independent film, not done by the big major studios, and probably wasn't mastered in the same way that the big action blockbusters are. So they had all their amplifiers or levels, mixers set to a certain level.
Too low.
This movie that was not the same content, not necessarily finished in the same way, came along and was quieter, and nobody had any notes to change it. We always used to watch the movies on Thursday before they premiered on Friday, and would take notes like that about if we had to adjust it. So if we had, two different movies in one theater.
Back when humans did the job, back when they actually had human beings like Insecure Walrus back there running things, it was a better time. The audio was the right level. You could hear the movie that you paid, I don't know, $28. I don't know how much it costs anymore. It's expensive to go to the movies. I want the audio to be the right level, for God's sake. But I did not want to tell anybody about it. That was uncomfortable. Here's Funny Name with a dispatch about movie sounds.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Sean, how do you navigate life? You
with
get
brilliance.
Lost in your own backyard. You're afraid of everything under the sun. And then something isn't adequate, and there's a very simple solution. Go talk to somebody and say, hey, the movie's a little too quiet. You might bump that up. And that person could say, oh, well, that's not my job. And you could say, well, whose job is it? So I may go speak with them. Or you could also go speak on my behalf for me since I've brought the problem to you. How do you get through life, man?
You say this. You don't understand what it's like to be me. If I do that, something will go wrong. Something bad or weird will happen as a result. Anybody else in that movie theater could have gone out, but nobody did. And they don't have the same problem as me. Where if I go out, I say to the kid, hey, the audio is low in theater 14. And he goes, I don't know how to fix that.
Sorry, I'm union, sir.
And I go, listen, kid, where's your boss? I need somebody to fix this. I paid for these tickets.
Sean
He's
goes
like,
out.
everybody, this guy paid for the tickets. And then there's a viral video.
Sean goes out to tell the kid that the movie's too low, and he just goes, no.
He said no, and I walk away.
I'm going to talk about you on Monday.
I go back, and Courtney goes, he outmaneuvered you. You got outmaneuvered by a 14-year-old kid scanning tickets at the front of the movie theater. This is my life. This is how it goes. So I have to be careful about these things. What do you have to say about it? Send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Charles Barkley said something that made his guest hosts on this television show all grab their pearls all at the same time. What did he say? Plus, a TikTok star that you definitely have seen before is in big trouble with the law. What's happening? Our second celebrity to be in big trouble. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Crash in Orange County blocking two left lanes of Popka Vineland Road northbound between 536 and I-4. Also in Lake County blocking the shoulder, we have a crash on the Turnpike northbound between County Road 33 and County Road 470. Heavier traffic now on I-4 westbound between US 192 and US 27. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Save up to 70% at Mattress Warehouse today and sleep better tonight, knowing you got the best possible price. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or Mattress Warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
Explore the magic of Paul McCartney's songbook in Season 2 of the hit podcast, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics. Each episode finds the songwriter in conversation about the stories and inspirations behind his iconic tunes, like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I was coming back on the plane, and he said, "Will you pass the salt and pepper?" And I misheard him. I said, "What? Sgt. Pepper?"
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way over appraised value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Hey there, homeowners. Russ Rollins here. Are you tired of staring at a cold, unused pool? It's time to make a change. Spring is the perfect time to add solar heat to your pool and enjoy it year-round. Solar Source customers, they enjoy family time, nighttime pool parties, movie nights, birthdays, and even low-impact workouts. Don't let your pool be a monthly expense with no enjoyment. Schedule a free consultation from solarsource.com/monsters. Remember, friends of Russ Rollins save even more money.
EasyCater presents We've Got Your Back, Up Singers.
Backing you up. So I order food on EasyCater for a meeting with a new client in Jackson.
Gotta feed clients in Jackson.
On my way to the airport, it hits me. The client is actually in Jacksonville.
Feed clients in Jacksonville. Oopsie.
So I call EasyCater. Nina picks up right away.
Gonna fix it for you.
She called me right back and said, "You're all set."
Nina fixed the Jackson accident. Jackson? EasyCater has your back with 24/7 support. Order at easycater.com and know we got your back.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by crimeline.org. Give a tip anonymously.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio. Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics.
On YouTube says, law of attraction says you get what you think you deserve. So Mr. Wasson, Mr. Wasson, got to get my own name right. So Mr. Wasson thinks he deserves crap and the universe is happy to deliver. I'll have you know, I have many nice things. And I have...
Sound like Ron Burgundy.
I have many things that are far beyond what I deserve. Absolutely, positively. It's just that I'm also like, I've got this Larry David kind of thing going on where weird stuff happens around me and people are weird around me. Pretty. That kind of stuff happens to me so often. And I end up doing things where I'm like, why did I do that? It's just the way I am. You're just seeing me how I am. This is just how it works. So we'll get to those dispatches in just a moment here. But I wanted to come to the defense. I've never done this before of Khloe Kardashian. All right. I've never done this. I've never defended a Kardashian. Although I do say that people who say Kim Kardashian is dumb and this ignorant woman, she's some dumb slut who got famous because of a porn with Ray J or whatever. I think that is one of the most minimizing things I've ever heard to a person who's made themselves into a literal billionaire as a result of some reality show and her businesses around it. Like, how do you not, at the end of the day, acknowledge things that seem so obvious to me? People do this all the time. They're like, Elon Musk is actually a moron. He's not smart at all. He doesn't know anything. And you're like, oh my God. Clearly the guy is bright. Clearly the guy knows how to make businesses successful. Clearly the man is an entrepreneur who's done some good things. Separate whether you think that they're smart or not from the actual criticisms you have with people. That's what people do so much. If somebody disagrees with another person, they're all too happy, whether they're on the far left or the far right. It doesn't matter. It goes both ways. They're all too happy to call them fat or ugly or stupid, or they're throwing all of these things out. And I'll get back on track here in a second, but they do that with Kim Kardashian. It's like you don't like her and you find her annoying and ever present. So then you go, she's a moron. She's obviously stupid. She's obviously not stupid. She's obviously very successful. She had a game that sounded like the worst idea I've ever heard in my life. She made millions of dollars. Man. She made millions and millions of dollars off of this game. And when Sabrina started talking about this the other day, there's people who are still playing it and were upset that the game was going to be discontinued.
What's the game?
It was like a mobile.
Like come to Kim Kardashian's mall. And it was 10 years old.
And like digital currency and stuff. And there were still people using it. And so obviously, don't do that. Don't be so dumb to be that person. I find that so revolting as just a personality trait, where if you don't like somebody or you disagree with them politically, then you'll be willing to call them things that you wouldn't otherwise, right? Okay, so Khloe Kardashian, she may not need me to rush to her defense, but here I am anyhow. She's getting slammed all over the place today because people are accusing her of photoshopping an image that she posted to social media, right?
Not to be a repeat of the last couple years.
Only the thing that everybody does?
Well, this one's a little bit different this time when they went to the social medias. That one, this one, all of them. This time it was a photo of her cat. And she photoshopped a photo of her cat. And people said, I can't believe this. How repulsive are you? Even your cats, you Photoshop them and touch them up. I am here to tell you, friend, I have Photoshopped photos of a pet before. I have done this. There's nothing wrong with presenting your pet in its best light.
Faker.
If you have a picture of Carl and the picture came out a little bit weird and you're like, let me make Carl's ear look better, and you give him a little touch up or something.
I haven't done
fine.
That.
It's a fine thing to
You have
do.
like a touch-up app?
Yeah.
You're talking about like increase the brightness and sharpness.
Well, like a lady's got a wonky eye, where there's a little bit more white around her iris than the other one. If she didn't have it, she'd be perfect, which is why I kind of like it. But when you post it online, you got to fill in the eye. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want people seeing
I didn't know that was
wonky eye.
a thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You can't put that out there, and then it's just a bad look. No,
I'm going to put it out there.
No, and nobody else would even notice. People would be like, "Oh, this is the most adorable dog in the world, and this dog is perfect." But one of her eyes has a little more white around it than the other one. So you give the dog a little love. You give it a little bit.
Actually altering the photo more than just, like Sabrina said, does it count as photoshopping if I'm just like increasing the saturation a little bit to make it more vibrant?
That's
counts?
what they would say, yeah.
But you're talking about changing like her face. You're talking about changing her eye. You're face tuning your dog.
Adding any filter, adding anything like that sort of makes your animal, your pet, look a little bit better for the world stage. Or even in Sealand's case, you just posted an adorable photo of Jackson. Courtney goes, did you see the photo of Jackson? I said, no, I did not. She says, you have to see it. You have to see the photo of Jackson. I said, okay, show me the photo of Jackson. All right, fine. It is cute. I'm not going to like it, though, because it's getting too many likes on this post.
What do you mean too many likes? Isn't there such thing?
I don't want his ego to blow up. I'll have to deal with that.
Everybody's been talking about it.
There's a lot of likes on that post. And
Amy texted me about it this morning.
Did she?
Jack came by. Frank walked by and goes, that was a great picture,
That was
bud.
the cutest picture I've ever seen. I lost my damn mind.
There's a problem with
You
the picture.
face-tuned him.
No.
Okay, did you do any? Okay, you didn't do any photoshopping at all of Jackson?
No.
Would you?
I don't know.
Like, say he had
some
something on
abs
his
on
leg.
him.
You looked afterwards, and you're like, oh, I was eating spaghetti earlier, and I got some of it on Jackson's leg.
It was no. I would leave it there. It would be funny. But once that photo was taken, and like my wife took a couple, and then she went back to like look at the ones, and then she was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the cutest picture ever." And then she goes, "You know, I have a lot more cute pictures of you and Jackson than you do of me and Jackson." Ooh. And it was like she went from it being the cutest picture ever, and she was showing it to everybody and stuff, and she still thinks that, but it triggered something in her that was like, you need to take more pictures of me and my son, asshole.
What didn't you take that picture, or did she take it? I'm sorry if I missed that. She took it. Okay, so
you really haven't seen the picture. It's me and the kid.
It's so cute.
Sitting on the couch.
It's the cutest
No, I've seen it. It's you and Jackson on the couch. I saw it yesterday. I swear to God. I just didn't know if maybe you like set a timer on your phone.
Oh no!
Did it yourself?
No, she
ran
took
over and jumped on the couch next to him.
Now smile at me, son.
When I saw that photo, I said something, which is like one of the dumbest things that people say about babies. And Courtney and I were talking about it afterwards. But it's like, you can't stop yourself. I was like, oh, look at Jackson's getting so big. I was like, look, he's getting big. or how did she phrase it to you? She said something to you one time. Courtney did. She was like, is Jackson getting bigger? She said, is Jackson getting bigger? Well, we got some problems if he's not.
Well,
because he's an infant.
There was one appointment we went to where they're like, he's in a not like a lower percentile for weight. And they're like, you probably should like increase what you feed him. And so we're like, all right, well, we didn't know like when the appropriate time was, or maybe we hadn't hit whatever, table that we looked at on whatever website for parenting.
Right.
And so, but basically they said feed him more. I'm like, okay, we feed him more. So it was a valid question if you know the backstory. Like, is he getting bigger? Yes, he is. In fact, he's heavier than his, heavier than our other friend's baby, who is 6 weeks older than him.
Oh, do you brag about
that? Have you tried fighting them?
That would be great.
Baby fight.
I would watch that. You know what they do on cruise ships?
What?
Every cruise ship that goes out. I don't know if this is just Disney or if this is like every cruise ship does it. But each time they go out on a cruise ship, one of the days that you're out there, they have a baby race.
Oh, that's
and
fun.
Everybody who has little infants that are crawling, they put all their babies on a line, and there's a big prize, and they're like, 3, 2, 1, and they've let the babies go, and they have to get to the finish line, like across the room, and it's just pandemonium. Babies everywhere, moving all over the place. It's friggin' adorable. And it's a good way that you could, if you go on a cruise, C-Lane, make some extra monies. You know what I mean?
Like the puppy bowl, but for children?
Yeah, get Jackson out there and just make it so he's just undeniably faster than every other infant out there. I think that could be a really good revenue source.
I mean,
for
you could do, there's a lot of options, and at least one race he'll get away with it.
He's a little bit too much of a chunkster to be fast, I think. We'll get there.
Well, let's do baby football. Baby sumo wrestling.
Baby linebacker.
Can we get him on HGH? Has there ever been a baby that young on HGH? And all of a sudden he's like,
I'm sure at some point there was.
Just decked out.
The stuff that they used to give babies, by the way, like somebody was telling us, they're like, oh yeah, when so-and-so was that old, his doctors prescribed him barbiturates because he was having trouble sleeping. They're like, you gave a baby barbiturates?
That sounds like a good time. Somebody says, Chris on YouTube says, I've been on numerous cruises, have never seen a baby race. I'm missing out. Maybe it's only on Disney. I just know that.
Too busy doing adult things?
Yeah, that could be too. You're hammered at the back bar. You're not noticing.
Yeah, you're going to be the weird guy with no baby watching the baby race.
Yes, that is true. There are certain things that, especially as a guy, if you don't have a baby and you're there, you're going to look really weird. It's quite uncomfortable. All right, over to our friend Charles Barkley, who made a comment on TNT. They call it the Altcast. It's like a different broadcast of the basketball game. And it was West versus East. So it was like the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And the score was insane. I think the final score was like a total of 360 points.
They're always All-Star games are always really, really high scoring.
One team got over 200 points in a basketball game. Anyhow, Charles Barkley was bored of the game and started talking about San Francisco hobos, and people were like, "Oh, hang on, here he is."
Let's not have another Austin anthem. Let's let this be the last one, my friend.
Come on, man.
Was it the snow? You spent enough time here, Reggie. You don't need to come back for
Was it the minus, the 17 degrees?
Hey, Reggie. Yes. If you had a chance of being cold or being around a bunch of homeless crooks in San Francisco, wouldn't you? Oh, that's crazy.
I don't know how people watch these. I don't know how people watch these broadcasts. It's all people talking over each other, and it's kind of like sloppy as
not
hell.
Like a good time at all.
I mean, I think it looks like they're like trying to take a nod from the popularity of Twitch.
Yeah.
And where they go, all right.
They all talking on top of each other on Twitch.
Yes,
too?
constantly. Well, not on Twitch necessarily.
Drive me nuts.
No, but just the idea of you can watch something in one form, or you can watch it and have a completely different person like talk about it the whole time.
It's kind of like the success of Manning Cast, you know?
Yeah, that's a perfect example where they just keep and the Nickelodeon part of the Super Bowl.
Sure, it's informal. It's a little bit different. I don't know if it's for me, though.
The East defeated the West 211 points to 186.
That's incredible.
That was an all-time scoring record. The Washington Post says the headline, East set scoring record in forgettable NBA All-Star game.
That's a lot of scoring right there. All right, well, when we come back, jury duty is coming up next. We've got all sorts of things to get into, including we got to talk about this George Santos thing, because it is a fantastic story. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes.
We might even give you credit.
Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings Fantasy.
Now that the NFL season is over, it's a perfect example of why evaluating NFL quarterbacks is so difficult. Former number 2 overall pick Mitchell Trubisky cut by the Steelers. Meanwhile, the gunslinger draft day risk Patrick Mahomes just won his 3rd Super Bowl. So while we continue to approach draft season, just remember, no matter how much hype surrounds a prospect, there's always a chance he'll be a bust. I'm Dan Patrick.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer this season with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add any base. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman Lind in the Under Oath podcast. You listen to a lot of attorney commercials, normally concerning the qualifications of that firm, that they will fight for you, that they don't get paid unless you get paid. Instead of doing a commercial, I'm just going to give you some free advice. If you get into a car accident, make sure you receive medical treatment from a doctor within 14 days. If not, the insurance companies can hold you responsible for the first $10,000 of your medical treatment. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Scott for Scott's here. Your lawn is meant for all things bonus. Bonus relaxing, bonus playing, bonus beauty. But when dollar weed and clover are popping up everywhere, it's time to start cutting them back with Scott's Turf Builder Bonus S. It kills dollar weed and clover and feeds your grass so it grows thick and strong to crowd out future weeds. Now that's worth some bonus points, eh?
Get a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Bonus S today. It's guaranteed or your money back.
Feed your lawn. Feed it.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is so important your air conditioner works perfectly every time. That's why I suggest a call to our friends at Mills Air. In business since 1992, that's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs are awesome. They can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551 and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Don't miss huge savings on better sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. For a limited time, shop in store to score a Sleepy's Queen mattress for only $89.99. That's over 60% off and the lowest price ever. So hurry in today. This deal is only here while supplies last.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Mainlining today's top stories. You're listening to the News Junkie, Sean Watson.
ThenewsJunkie.com. And he says on that Lisa Frankenstein movie you were talking about, isn't it odd how movie studios seem oblivious to what other studios are releasing? We have Lisa Frankenstein released just a month after Emma Stone stars as a real female Frankenstein in the wild movie Poor Things, which is an interesting one.
Very well, right?
It was.
I don't Best Picture.
I don't know if it's won stuff, but I know that it. I heard a lot of people talking about it, and I don't think it was in the top 3 or anything at the box office. It's not meant to be that kind of movie, but it's Emma Stone, and she's pretty damn likable, and she plays a person who's like just been brought to life for the first time, so she doesn't understand things. Like they have sex at one point in the movie, and she's like, "Why don't you just do this all the time? This is fantastic." And that did just come out. This is very different than that, though. This is not a serious movie at all, Lisa Frankenstein. He says, I always have issue with projection, light, and sound at movie theaters. Sometimes it's not even a live projectionist, but programmed from the theater office. Unbelievable. Can't believe they don't have enough human bodies. The robots truly have taken hold. And they say it might not even be a manager on site. Martin Scorsese habitually took a light meter with him to all of his movie screenings since so many theaters used cheap, lower wattage bulbs that lasted longer but washed out the film's images. So he sounds like a gigantic pain in the ass, but you got to protect your product, man. Nobody else is going to do it for you. Okay, here we go. Let's get into it. let's do jury duty.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention. Before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass, you're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. We got Moses coming in Wednesday on the show this week, and we may have some very interesting information to drop at that time. We'll see. Okay, but if you are injured, you do go over there, 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. There is a TikToker. I'm going to say the person's name, and my guess is that you guys will probably be like, I don't know who that is. But when you Google him, I think you're going to recognize his face if you've been on TikTok to any extent. And social media influencer and popular TikToker Owenya Johnson has been arrested for alleged domestic violence. This guy, this is not very convenient for him. The 25-year-old, you probably don't know him by that name, is known by his fans online as Angry Reactions. And if you look up,
guy.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, his face is always angry. He's got like fans drawing pictures of him, and he reacts to it, but then he says something really nice. He's everywhere. A Burbank Police Department report
was supposed to be like a really nice guy.
He was supposed to, but this happened at his place around 11 p.m., and this was in Burbank, California. As per TMZ, local police sources say Johnson and a woman got into a verbal argument that turned physical. The two of them were battling it out, and he ended up going to jail and posting a $50,000 bail. So let me see. Angry Reactions.
Sad reactions, guy.
TikTok here. You know what? My laptop is not on. I might not be able to. I'm sorry.
Angry reaction.
Well, that guy's in big trouble right now because he's got this domestic violence charge against him.
It's funny because on the New York Post article about this, they have a selfie of him, like a bathroom selfie, like your Facebook profile picture used to be.
Yeah.
And it's funny. I don't recognize his face as much when it's not in the angry position.
Right.
Like, as soon as he makes the face, you're like, oh, yeah, I know you. But, like, if I would have just walked by this guy making a normal face, I'd be like, that's another guy.
Yeah, same way. Once I saw the photograph of him making that angry face, I go, oh, I know who this is. I know who this guy is. But now he's finding himself facing 2 to 5 years in state prison if things go south on him even further. There is another story about a substitute teacher that is in quite a bit of trouble. And I don't know, there's a lot of laws these days. Maybe too much. Maybe too many laws out there. They say an investigation is underway after a substitute teacher was allegedly caught watching pornography in a class at an elementary school, which I guess is frowned on.
Movie day, baby.
They said the video captured, no, hang on, this is a different thing. A concerned parent told KTLA that the teacher would not allow any students to leave the classroom after this happened. Right? And they said the teacher was viewing inappropriate images on his cell phone while on school properties. One student did sneak out and called his father to tell him what was going on. Imagine being the dad.
You're not going to believe what just happened.
My teacher's looking at these bad pictures in the classroom. It's just elementary school kids. The principal of Cameron Elementary acknowledged the incident in an email, saying they contacted all parents of the students in the classroom. In addition to the police department, the teacher has been fired. And they said they're unclear whether they're going to do any legal action. I don't know if they have any case against the guy, but certainly not a great teacher. And the person is in some trouble at the moment. Last thing was Amazon is getting sued. I know you were going to talk about this in the next episode, Sabrina.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess it's about the fact that they started running commercials on their Prime streaming service?
Yeah, which is so interesting because they're not the first, but I guess it's just how they went about it. But yeah, facing a class action lawsuit for making Prime users pay an extra $2.99 to stream movies and TV shows without ads. It claims that this is a breach of contract for users who had already signed up to receive content with no ads at the original price. Subscribers must now pay extra to get something they already paid for. They're seeking $5 million and a court order barring Amazon from engaging in further deceptive conduct.
$5 million? That seems low to sue Amazon for.
And I don't think it'll make up for the $2.99 people are paying for.
Yeah, I mean, but you're right. Aren't there other different services that have done this? You pay, and then they're like, we have an ad tier now, and The other tiers are more expensive.
But I guess with, Prime, most of them are yearly subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you can't drop this in the middle of your subscription of that year, right?
Yeah.
The promise of no ads, and then you're like, but now you're going to get them unless you pay more.
I haven't checked. Maybe mine has ads now because I have Amazon Prime, and we watch every once in a while. We'll pull up something on there. But
I like watching stuff on Prime. It's a better user experience. If you don't know who the X-ray thing, I love.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, we were watching a movie, and it was on Apple TV, like on the Apple app.
You tried to X-ray it?
Yeah, and I'm like, well, Courtney goes, I don't know who that actress is, but she's familiar. And I said, pull up the thing on the screen. And she goes, this doesn't do this. And I'm like, Apple, well, get it together, man. Amazon has the thing that'll tell you everybody who's in the scene. It'll tell you what music is playing in the scene. It'll tell you everything you want to know about it. It's genius. It's really, really handy. I like that.
If you watch on Vision Pro, the guy just pops out of the screen and goes, you remember me from Titanic.
That's next level right there. And now you have to watch commercials before that happens. Okay, quick break. When we come back, there is a huge argument about concerts that we have to wade into. Plus, more eyes on that Stingray that got pregnant without a male in the tank. And people have some really wild theories about what's happening. And they're demanding that there be a live 24/7 camera, just like there was for April the giraffe.
Afterbirth, baby.
They want to see what comes out of this Stingray, and they're not taking no for an answer. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. 104.1. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Well, we still have a couple of accidents on the Turnpike, one Florida Turnpike northbound at US 27, blocking the left lane and shoulder. Earlier serious crash is off to the shoulder now, Florida Turnpike northbound between County Road 33 and also County Road 470. And heavier traffic I-4 eastbound well before US 27 to past State Road 429. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Robert Half. Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals use proprietary AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
EasyCater presents We've Got Your Back, Up Singers.
Backing you up. So I order food on EasyCater for a meeting with a new client in Jackson.
Gotta feed clients in Jackson.
On my way to the airport, it hits me. The client is actually in Jacksonville.
Feed clients in Jacksonville. Oopsie.
So I call EasyCater. Nina picks up right away.
Gonna fix it for you.
She called me right back and said you're all set.
Nina fixed the Jackson accident. Jackson? EasyCater has your back with 24/7 support. Order at EasyCater.com and know
We got your back. Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Not sure what's the best way to save for college? Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. For more than 35 years, we've helped Florida families successfully save for college. And now we've made it even more affordable to save with prepaid plans starting at just $34 a month. That's the lowest plan price in 10 years. Visit myfloridaprepaid.com and use our Easy Plan calculator to find the right plan for your family's budget and put your child on the path to less college debt. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
Well, hello there. Join me at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino to celebrate a new era in gaming with live craps, roulette, and sports betting now available to go along with the biggest selection of slots in South Florida. Plus, all your other favorite table games. Complement your night with my award-winning fine dining and casual fare options, lively bars and lounges, or catch your favorite A-list entertainer at Hard Rock Live. Discover your rhythm today. Go to hardrockholly.com. If you're someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
If you ask anyone who's experienced LASIK, they will tell you it's the best thing they've ever done. And more often than not, they'll add, I should have done it sooner. So what are you waiting for? The Filatowski Eye Institute is offering free LASIK consultations. Just text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. They've performed over 65,000 LASIK procedures using the latest state-of-the-art technology. If finances aren't concerned, they offer 24-month interest-free financing. Text 1041 to 868686 to schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute.
Explore the magic of Paul McCartney's songbook in Season 2 of the hit podcast, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics. Each episode finds the songwriter in conversation about the stories and inspirations behind his iconic tunes, like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I was coming back on the plane, and he said, "Will you pass the salt and pepper?" And I misheard him. I said, "What? Sgt. Pepper?"
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
EasyCater presents We've Got Your Back, Up Singers.
Backing you up. So I order food on EasyCater for a meeting with a new client in Jackson.
Gotta feed clients in Jackson.
On my way to the airport, it hits me. The client is actually in Jacksonville.
Feed clients in Jacksonville. Oopsie.
So I call EasyCater. Nina picks up right away.
Gonna fix it for you.
She called me right back and said, "You're all set."
Nina fixed the Jackson accident.
Jackcident? EasyCater has your back with 24/7 support. Order at easycater.com and know.
We got your back.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. After suffering an injury, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? At Morgan & Morgan, we will hold your hand every step of the way. From our one-click sign-up, mobile apps, and 24/7 availability, we make it easy to get your case started right from the comfort of your couch. All firms are not the same. The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. They're best friends, unless they're fighting. Are they fighting?
I forgot what you said the score was, but it was like 212 to 100 and something. It was just an unbelievably high score. And people said the game sucked. They said it always sucks. They don't like it. And
211 to 186.
211 to 186 was the overall score of this game. Not a lot of defense
Quite
going
impressive.
on.
No.
And Adam Silver, who's like the commissioner for the NBA, seemed so uninterested when he was giving out the trophy for the All-Star game. Like, the guy couldn't have been more over it.
I don't know why they still do these. I mean, I know the All-Star break and everything. I think some of the things that are fun are the things that lead up to the All-Star game, like the celebrity game, and definitely the slam dunk competition.
Yeah,
there's usually a lot of creativity in some of the things that happen through those. And then you get to the game, which is supposed to be like the centerpiece of the weekend. And it's just a snore fest. It's just like I mean, if you attend the game, you're there to be there, you know, and amongst people who are also there just to say, "Oh yes, here's me at the All-Star game." But nobody gives a crap about the score or the game mostly. And I think it's the same thing with the Pro Bowl, which begs the question: why are they still doing it?
Yeah, why is this a thing? And listen, this is the NBA commissioner, for God's sake. Listen to the Adam Silver guy.
Sure.
How disinterested he is in this trophy that they're giving out. Oh, hang on. I got to Celine, you don't take the visual, all right? Forget the visual for now.
You're watching porn like the teacher did, didn't you?
Just listen to him. Here he is.
And to the Eastern Conference All-Stars, you scored the most points. Well, congratulations. Giannis, to your team, this trophy is yours.
So like matter of fact.
made like several factual statements, like you scored the most points. I mean, yeah, that's how you win a game, buddy.
It is your birthday, basically. Is what it's saying. You scored the most points. The trophy is yours. But he sounded so disconnected for what was going on. Maybe they need to reboot this whole NBA All-Star Weekend thing. Meanwhile, let's talk about this because they did a poll on something that I find to be obnoxious. And the result of the poll, it's one of the few times when this has happened, where I go, no way. No way that's the actual result of the poll. No way that's how most people feel about this. Now, let me take you there. Obviously, this is about Taylor Swift stuff because she's invading Australia right now. And there's a bunch of people in Melbourne.
That sounds like it would be a successful campaign. If Taylor Swift wanted to invade Australia and take over.
They just let her have it. They said in Melbourne, these folks showed up, just like here in the U.S., pandemonium, very expensive tickets, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a lot of people that have been complaining because they show photos. They're at the concert, and there are people who have seats in these arenas, but they stand the entire time for the whole of the show. From the beginning to the end, they stand up in the seats, and they like block the views of people who might be behind them in the stadium.
Except that's par for the course for a concert like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like.
Say. I mean, there was one concert I went to. It was last year with Fritz. I'm pretty sure, where we, it called to stand up, but then everyone kind of around us was just sitting down in complete silence. Like even if we were like, "Woo." You made enough a disturbance where it's like I don't want to be here anymore. This is
what
not
kind
fun.
of concert was it?
I think it was like when we went to go see, maybe it was like Patty Griffin or something like that, where it called for singing along. I mean, the person, she wasn't even the main. I think she was opening up for whoever, Nico Case, something like that.
All right,
but no one was talking. Everyone was just staring and looking.
Well,
and
this is
violently uncomfortable.
This is the opposite of that, in as much as there's people who are just like randomly standing up and folks are saying, sit down. The only time you stand up is when everybody else is standing up. It says the debate is always varied in the comments, so they thought a poll might be a bit useful. And they did this poll, and 85% said it was fine to stand and dance to their heart's content. And only 15% believe that was a faux pas for you to stand during the concert and block the people who were behind you.
And you're surprised by those numbers?
Yeah, big time.
I'm not.
I thought that 85% of people would say standing and blocking the people behind you is rude if you just stand up the entire time.
Well, blocking the people behind you is rude, but it's kind of like, hey.
They stand up at concerts.
Yeah.
Seats are there to take a break.
I mean,
sometimes it depends. Like I saw Elton John, and for some of the songs, people stood up. For some of the songs, people sit down. But if it's a song where everybody else is, Candle in the Wind is playing and everybody else is sitting down and somebody in front of you stands up and they got like their phone up and stuff and you can't see now because they're up in front of you, that seems rude. If you stand up, then the person behind you, everybody has to stand up or nobody stands up.
I was lucky to find myself also kind of like nobody's in charge of this, but section by section it will vary. And it'll be like, oh gosh, these are all sitters. That's awkward. Are we going to be the lone stander in a section of sitters, or are we going to kind of go with it?
Yeah,
I got lucky when I saw Billy Joel last year at Madison Square because we were in a section of mostly standers, except for, like you said, like some of the slower songs, which was good for me because the seats at Madison Square Garden, at least in that section, are teeny tiny.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
I've said this before. I had better legroom on my Allegiant flight there.
Yeah, so it's really packed in because it's a small area, right?
Yeah.
They want to get as many people as possible. Eddie on YouTube says, gringos are boring sitters at concerts. Standing is a must south of the border. Yeah, that's probably true. I don't doubt that at all.
Remember that clip from Adele's residency in Vegas that went viral?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like this young guy who was filming and he happened to have his 360 cam on.
Oh, they
and
got
he's
mad.
singing. And the person behind her was like, can you please, because there's a lot of people behind you, and we're just trying to, and he's just enjoying the song that he's been waiting to hear the entire time, to the point where Adele stopped the show and was like, leave him alone.
Mm-hmm.
He's enjoying himself. And if you get the blessing from the artist, which I imagine a lot would when you're standing up and singing back to them, then why not?
All right, we have to hash this out, though. Are we saying, it sounds like the both of you, okay, correct me if I'm getting this wrong, but what I'm picking up from both of you is that you think it depends on who the musician is as to whether or not standing up or sitting down.
Yeah, like Andrea Bocelli just came through town.
Well, he can't tell if we're sitting or standing.
True. So, but I mean, I wouldn't think a lot of people would be standing for that. Except for you're at a standing ovation at the end or something.
If you're at an Andrea Bocelli concert and you stand up the entire time and you're filming on your phone, that's rude because it's an expected outcome that you'll be sitting down for a concert like that. But Taylor Swift, you're probably going to be standing up for a lot more of it. And I mean, really, everybody should just stand up together.
Gloria Estefan literally has a song called "Get on Your Feet."
Show. Yeah, that's a stand-up.
Okay, so Alanis Morissette, I've seen her twice.
How about Jerry Seinfeld? That's technically a stand-up show, but sit down.
Yeah, don't stand up with that one. Alanis Morissette would be by song, I think.
I was standing up. I saw her two times. One, it was like the Jagged Little Pill anniversary tour. Mm-hmm. Everyone was standing up the entire time.
Oh, I had tickets to that concert.
It was fantastic. Now, the years prior to that show, I went to an acoustic. It was the stripped Alanis Morissette show at the Hard Rock.
That would be a sit-down.
Everyone was sitting down for it.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Abraham on Twitch says, I was shamed into sitting during a Michael McDonald concert.
Oh, that's sad.
AMA. My God, that's a tough time. We want to see what you think. Send us a dispatch. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. We will get into those momentarily. I told you last week that we have this lunar lander that they just shot toward the moon atop a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket on the 15th of February. Now it's hurtling through space, and it's going to potentially, in 3 days' time, make a landing on the surface of the moon.
No one's on it, though, right?
Nobody is in this thing, and nobody's on it, but no private spacecraft has ever touched down softly on the moon. The reason why they say that
when
is
you
because...
say softly, has there been a private spacecraft that just shot at the moon?
Actually, I don't know if that was a private spacecraft. Remember the one that they just yeeted into the moon as fast as they possibly could?
Because it was malfunctioning, I thought, right?
No, one they wanted to test to see if there was water or something, I think. And they just shot the thing at the moon full speed ahead.
Just hope for the best that it didn't explode.
Odysseus, though, is not supposed to do this. It's about the size of a telephone booth, and in 3 days, it will reach the moon. It will first slip into orbit around the moon, and then gear up for a February 22nd landing attempt on the floor of a small crater. And this has been a first here. No private spacecraft has ever touched down softly on the moon, and the United States hasn't been to the lunar surface since Apollo 17 astronauts headed back to Earth on 1972. December of 1972.
Oh, my gosh. The list of deliberate crash landings on extraterrestrial bodies is huge.
Absurd.
Well, remember
it's
they
ridiculous.
did the asteroid one? The asteroid one was like to see if they could move the asteroid and like change its trajectory. And we shot a rocket at an asteroid. That was not too long ago.
Right.
What are the other ones that they say on there?
I mean, just the moon alone. There is Soviet Union one. Ranger 4, 6, 7, 8, and 9 all crash landed, intentional hard impact. Like they just ever since the 50s, and as
Have they
recently
created
as 2020.
significant craters that we could see it from Earth? Or that's all meteors in the past?
Yeah, that's like meteor that would take to do those big giant ones.
You might have been talking about, Sean, in October of 2009, the United States crashed, and it says impactor's main craft flew through the plume of lunar dust created by its own upper rocket stage gathering data. Water confirmed.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Big scientific breakthrough there. Well, this thing's got some stuff on board. Odysseus is carrying 12 payloads. 6 of them are NASA instruments that were put on board via their commercial lunar payload services program. The NASA gear will do a variety of work, from testing advanced new navigation and precision landing tech to measuring how Odysseus's exhaust plume interacts with the dirt and rock of the lunar surface during the lander's descent. Such data could help pave the way for the establishment of a crewed base in the south polar region of the moon in the coming years, a goal NASA is working toward right now. Okay, let's get to it. Let's see what's going on and check in with you. Tuck Frump is talking about those Amazon ads. He says, actually, the problem is this.
Okay, here's the problem with the Amazon Prime thing.
Told you.
I pay by the year, not by the month.
Told you.
My annual subscription doesn't renew until the middle of September.
Told you.
The most recent subscription that I paid for was 1 year of an ad-free service. Well, now suddenly they make you pay more for ad-free, and they started playing ads in the middle of February. So I am going from February through September with a lesser service than what I had paid for.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
He's not wrong at all.
Class Action City, baby.
Yeah, he's not wrong about that. If you paid for a service and then in the middle of it they go, oh, yeah, by the way, you got ads now, that's not what the person paid for to begin with.
Movie Pass.
It sounds a little movie passy. Honestly, you're right. I think that is not fair. That would seem like something they might have a chance of winning. I'm only wondering why they're not going after more money in this. Here's
$5 million seems like
nothing.
Just a scratch to Amazon.
Amazon sneezes out $5 million. Like, that's not enough money.
Gesundheit.
I think they would go for like $500 million or something. Here's or the amount that Trump was just ordered to pay from that New York court case.
That's a lot of money. How many sneakers is that?
That's a lot of sneakers. I think it was like $300 million or something. Put that on top of the $85 million he got in that other defamation case, which both of those are ridiculous judgments.
Do you think he can keep his court cases straight? Because I certainly can't.
I can't. I don't know. I saw a chart on them, which was like the civil cases and the criminal cases. And the civil cases are the ones that are sort of underway now. And it's like the whole thing is just a cluster F. It's a giant mess.
The other thing that like dawned on me over the weekend as I was hearing somebody like read off all the stuff he's got going on, you know, in the legal sense, I go, what is this guy spending in attorneys?
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be a big bill for that.
Well, the thing that's incredible is if he wants to challenge either the defamation verdict, the E. Jean Carroll verdict for $86 million or whatever the amount was, the one where she was so cringe afterwards and went on Rachel Maddow and was like, you want me to buy you a penthouse and look at this, look at that. That one, if he wants to appeal that, he has to put up that amount of money in a, what's it called, account?
Escrow.
Escrow, okay. He's put the money in escrow so that if he loses the appeal, she automatically gets it and he can't refuse to pay. And it's the same thing for this New York case that he just was found liable of. Again, the case seems ridiculous to me. I don't know that they've ever tried anybody on this to the level that they tried Trump. And if I ask myself, if he wasn't Trump, would they have done this? And the answer is no, then they shouldn't do it. Right. So
yeah, but would anyone that's not Trump have pulled something like that for them?
I think everybody pulls this.
Court.
I think everybody in that world pulls this, over inflating the value of assets. And I think that's just a very common thing, because once you get to that level, they go, what's all your stuff worth? And they say that so you can get access to prime loans, which all the big business people do. It's really a great setup we have. Poor people can't get any loans, and really, 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 really rich people get loans that are so ridiculously cheap, it's just kind of shocking. But there's nothing that said like he didn't pay anybody back or that anything went wrong with this. And I don't know. It just seemed kind of silly to me. And there's problems with lots of these cases. You got the total mess down in Atlanta, where the woman who was the special prosecutor, or she was a state attorney, I guess, appointed the special prosecutor that she was in a relationship with. And that case is kind of getting real messy right now. All of these are bad. They're just bad for people who are going to, who are like me. Like, I want Americans to have faith in the justice system. I want Americans to have faith in our institutions. If Americans lose faith in our institutions, bad things happen, okay? Like, I was the one who, on January 5th, I think I made a video, January 5th, January 4th, maybe a couple of days before January 5th. I was like, is there going to be violence at this event on the Capitol? And I said, well, of course there's the potential for that. You've told all of these people that democracy is dead, that an election has been stolen, and that even though somebody was voted into office, the powers that be are going to keep them out. Of course, people are going to be up in arms about that. Yeah, obviously they would. And when you start to see trust in institutions eroding, it's bad. It's a bad, bad, bad thing. So I think a lot of people are going to look at this and see that a lot of it looks pretty political. You know, not all of it, but a lot of these cases do kind of look political to me. Anyhow, how do we get there? Shine left the dispatch, and I never even played the thing. Shine 55555. Send Eagles concerts. Here we go.
Hello, News Junkies.
There you go.
I recently went to an Eagles concert.
All right.
And found it interesting that the ushers run around and make sure everybody does not stand up. That is a sit-down concert. It was in a big arena.
Really?
And yet,
my mom just went
no
to that,
matter
I
what
believe.
song it was,
Eagles?
they ran around, made sure everybody had a seat. Ironically, I think it's just so no hips were broken or knees came out.
Can I tell you?
I wanted everybody to take it easy.
I see. It's an Eagles song.
Hotel.
Whenever I think Hotel California, not just hotel. Hotels.
I tried to get it in as quickly as possible. I just got the first word. My bad.
It's kind of sad now that I'm thinking about it. Like the idea of a concert where everybody sits down is kind of sad to me. A concert is supposed to be about energy and fun, and you're enjoying.
Tell me about it.
The show.
It depends on the concert. I've seen concerts that were meant to be sat down at.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys go to concerts sometimes or talk about concerts where I'm like, I have no interest in that. So I don't know if it was one of you that went or we talked about Iron and Wine was playing.
I would love to. Yeah, I would go see that.
That's sit down for sure.
Yeah, I think to myself, I'm like, this, I don't even know how I would go see it in concert. It's so slow and the energy is so low and you're just like sitting in your seat watching it, I guess.
Yeah, it's called marijuana, Sean.
Maybe. I don't know. Shawnee Marijuana's not around anymore, you know? Those days are gone.
Well, he will be tomorrow.
Into
Next episode.
I'm sure for the Eagles thing, if the ushers were enforcing that might have been something that the band had like expressed in their rider.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the opposite where like Fish's rider has stuff in there that says, hey, your staff needs to be accommodating of people who like to dance in the aisles because they're a dancing bunch. Basically saying they're all on drugs.
Yeah. I mean, they are. A lot of them.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but a lot of them are. It just seems sad. The whole time you're just sitting there. Iron and Wine is playing, and you got like a tear in your eye. That's not how I view concerts. My very first concert at West Palm Beach Auditorium, Green Day, and whatever band, doesn't matter because they were not Green Day. After the Dookie album came out, oh my God, that was a fun show. But nobody was like sitting down.
No.
Get out of here.
Same with my first concert, Aaron Carter. We were losing our damn minds.
Yeah. Oh, that's a party.
It was lit.
Yeah,
My first concert, we were swimming.
I'm sorry?
Swimming?
Yeah. My first concert was in front of the wave pool at Watermania.
Oh.
And who was playing?
Very nice.
Rick Springfield, baby.
All right. Did someone drown?
predicted.
That's a big risk. I don't know if I could perform a concert in which I'm like, you double check everyone can swim?
Actually,
they got floaties?
Everybody did have rafts.
Okay.
And he made a joke about wanting to jump in, and all these like middle-aged ladies were like, "Yeah, do it! Oh, Rick Springfield, Rick Springfield!"
Yeah, Ricky.
But because of the lighting restraints, they had a scuba diver under us for the entire show.
Really?
Just looking up.
Yep. Waiting to see if somebody
Seeing
went under.
who's peeing.
This is like such an obvious choice for a water park guest. That guy. Well, like there's Rick Springfield.
Mm-hmm.
There's all these like acts that plugged those holes. Oh God, who's the 2 Tickets to Paradise guy?
Oh, Eddie Money.
Eddie Money would have been one of those guys, right? Like all those bands that that's the role that they play. The water park band. All right, gotcha. Under control here. When we come back, we have so many more things to talk about. We got to talk about the pregnant Stingray conspiracy update. And why is everybody turning 65? What the hell is going on out there? If you haven't heard about this, wait till you do. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733. From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Crash on the turnpike northbound at US 27. That has the left shoulder block, still causing a pretty bad slowdown, though. And we just have the typical slowdowns now throughout central Florida. I-4 westbound between 192 to US 27 and I-4 eastbound well before US 27 to past State Road 429. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Pat Largo.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Save up to 70% at Mattress Warehouse today and sleep better tonight, knowing you got the best possible price. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or Mattress Warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
All right, folks, my friends at Maxine's on Shine are here to make your week even better with Maxine's Mind Boggler. Big congratulations to last week's winner, Kyle. Now, the first person to answer this question correctly wins a $25 gift card to Maxine's on Shine. Here is your question. The world's largest fish market is located in what capital city? The world's largest fish market is located in what capital city? If you know the answer, email me, Sabrina@realradio.fm, and the first person to send the correct answer wins a $25 gift card. If you don't win today's question, well, don't worry. You got a shot every single week. Plus, you feel like a winner every time you visit Maxine's on Shine. Voted Best Downtown Orlando Restaurant 3 years in a row. Diverse, comfortable, and delicious with a splash of sexiness. For more information on location and reservations, go to maxinesonshine.com.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551, and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
It may be cool and comfortable right now, but before you know it, Florida's intense summer sunshine will be beating down on us and our homes. And if you're tired of watching the sun ruin your furniture and make the inside feel like a sauna, it's time to replace your old windows with the latest designs from Renewal by Andersen. Every single window is custom built with your specs in mind, your hardware choices, styles, look, and feel of your specialty windows. Renewal by Andersen has a great offer to help you get started too. Now through the month of February, buy 4 windows and or patio doors and get the 5th free. Plus, no money down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. They're locally owned and operated, and everything is made in the USA. Renovations can be scary, but Renewal by Andersen can make it easy. Some restrictions apply. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go to rbafla.com for complete details. License number CGC 1527613.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
It seems like everywhere you look right now, someone is sick.
This year, prepare your family for airborne invaders like bacteria, pollen, and yes, germs with Navage Nasal Care. Navage flushes ultra-pure, refreshing saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out of the other nostril. Navage sucks out viruses, dust, and other airborne particles, all the stuff that gets trapped in your nose, making you miserable. Don't get caught empty-handed this winter. Get Navage, the drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Even better, Navage is HSA, FSA eligible, so Navage is a great way to spend those funds before they expire. Don't wait a minute longer. Buy Navage today and you'll breathe easier knowing you're putting your funds to good use. Navage is available online at Navage.com or Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I'm about to tell you a secret that'll make the insurance companies madder than a wet hen. Major insurance companies use a software called Colossus to tell them what the firm you hire is likely to settle your case for. Google it yourself. They know which law firms can lowball and take the last best offer, not us. Google our firm and see billions recovered from those very same insurance companies. They know who we are, and now you know it too. Morgan & Morgan.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
They're best friends. Unless they're fighting. Are they fighting? It's
to Edward Lee Mills and D-Night 56 Ace, the latest Secret Show subscribers. You can learn more about Secret Shows over at thenewsjunkie.com. And thanks to them for jumping on board. Second of all, we are in the official countdown for Just Okay 8.
Oh, yeah.
It's less than a month away, man. That is crazy to think about.
Makes you want to throw up with excitement, Sean.
Yeah, but it's going to be a really fun day. It really is. And if you don't know what to expect, Just Okay is it's an event where there's always something happening. You're going to have weird performers on stage, sort of freak show-like stuff going on. You'll have some of that. You'll have bands up there performing, putting on amazing shows like the Shabooms and the Young Tapes. C-Lane and I, for the first time ever.
Yeah. Speaking of freak shows,
we'll gather as a band, a duo, if you will, and we will be putting on a performance.
Did you decide on a name yet? Because I'm trying to get the sound check schedule all together, and I don't know what to write there. I'm just TBD.
Did you decide on a name yet?
Oh, it's Savvy's Little Helpers.
Are you going to stay with that?
For now, but the excitement of our show is that we will introduce our new name.
Oh, okay.
Maybe several names.
Didn't you do that before?
We did. We killed off Savvy's Little Helpers, and you're like, I don't know about that. So we brought them back to life. That's a beautiful thing.
I want to state again for the record, you can name your band whatever you want. I have no control over the name of your band. So
Dying Fetus.
That's fine.
That's actually already taken.
Dying Fetus is already a band?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Hardcore.
The hell's going on out there?
Savvy's Little Helpers is great. I'm so excited for this year because
you guys don't like the name. Just be honest, you don't like the name.
I would rather my name not be in the band name.
All right.
To be completely honest. But
what, you feel like it's like centering you?
Yeah, it's too much.
Okay.
But it's been for so long. I mean, when we first started, we were just house band, and it was around Christmas time. So, as far as it's sticking, but this will be the biggest show yet. And we started practicing back in October. So we're well on our way to being the greatest band of all time.
If you're going to change the name, it's like you got to rip the Band-Aid off. You just got to go for it and say, we're going in a different direction. Here's what the name of our band is. And
you
then
are
just
avoiding my initial question. What is your band's name?
We haven't landed on anything yet. No. We've got our go-tos right now.
Yeah, we got a list.
Yeah, we got to see what it feels like. When we do our first practice, we have to see if Ice Panda feels right. If it doesn't.
Yeah. And by the way, she called us the Ice Pandas over the weekend.
Was that not it?
Ooh.
What was
it?
It's
no, it's just Ice
Panda.
Panda. Yeah.
Oh,
kind of a big deal.
Oh, okay. So just one panda on ice.
Singular panda on ice.
It's like we're not the news junkies.
But people call us that all the time.
It's like the Lone Rangers all over again.
The new
Ice
junkies.
Panda. We'll lock in on that. What we know is we're going to be performing. We got some ideas. We got some funny stuff. We got some good stuff, and we're going to put on a show. And we're going to keep you going with all the other bands that are going to be on stage that night. You're going to meet other people who listen to the show. You're going to be able to hang out with them. It's a big drinking event. It's you don't have to drink, by the way, but it's St. Patrick's Day weekend, so why not have some fun? And always afterwards, there's tons of weird drama about things that happen. There's a lot going on. It's a fun event, and it's a concert / wait till you see what happens on stage style event. That we can't have you not attend. So do grab your tickets. General admission tickets are ready to go. And they're over there at realradio.fm/justokay. We've got more announcements in these next 4 weeks before the show. And we'll shape it up so you know more about what to expect for Just Okay. But you may want to be paying attention when Moses comes in this week because... Yeah, we'll see. There's something going on there that you might want to know about. A lot of people are turning 65 years old.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think about this. This year, in 2024, 4.1 million Americans will turn 65 years old. This is a crazy part of the boomers all retiring off. And they said 4.1 million Americans will turn 65 this year. And it's the most that has ever been in that bracket in a very long time. Obviously, the younger generation's not at the moment having as many kids. Therefore, you're going to have like a little bit of a population sag possibly. And a bunch of people who are, I guess, according to Tammy saying, born in 1959.
Okay.
Man, if you were born in 1959, you lived through some cool stuff. Mm-hmm. Lived through Woodstock. You were like right at the age where you could party at Woodstock in the 70s or the 60s,
the
right?
Invention of the cell phone.
Wait. If you were born in 1959, you'd have been like 10 when Woodstock happened.
You could still show up.
Was Woodstock was 69 was the first one?
Was it 67 or 69?
And it was in the late 60s. You would have been too young for Woodstock then, unless you were a really crazy, outrageous kid.
69.
69, so you would only been 10 during Woodstock. The invention of the cell phone, Sabrina's right, the invention of the internet. That's a big deal. There's a lot of big changes in that time. And now we're kicking you out because you're 65 and it's time to move on to the next thing. So Godspeed, folks. All of you, 2.1, not 2.1. How many million was it? 4.1 million
happy
Americans.
Birthday.
Yeah, and happy birthday to you. Meanwhile, the younger folks, the Gen Z and the Gen Alpha kids, are obsessing about this stingray that is pregnant, even though there's never been a male stingray around it, or at least not in the last 10 years. This is the immaculate conception of stingrays, and they said it could be the next coming of Jesus. There are some of the kids on TikTok think that maybe a shark impregnated this thing, and we got a crossover animal coming out the other end.
Jesus.
We don't know what we're going to see here, but they are demanding that there be some live stream, just like they did with April the giraffe, which was a whole big thing. Everybody was watching as April the giraffe was walking around and then giving giraffe birth, which giraffe birth is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life.
I will never forget watching it, sipping coffee and then putting the coffee down and not touching it again because
it's like
of the amount.
If like a human woman, when she was giving birth, gave birth to like a 6 foot tall individual. That's what a giraffe birth looks like. It's It's gross, honestly.
But a beautiful thing. Happy, miracles, nature, or whatever.
I don't know. I know that when we saw it, it was interesting and people are all about it. But I don't know if people are as much about this Stingray thing. They want to live stream regardless, and we'll see what comes out when this thing gives birth. Okay, when we return, the final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut on this lovely President's Day. And today we're going to wrap everything up for a Monday. That's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I've gotten the chance to hang out with SeaWorld trainers. The conversations
Do you mean smoke pot with? Don't say that, Jack. My God, man. These people are professional. They bought it from the Penguin.
I'm just saying, if you're riding a dolphin, you're into some cool stuff.
The Jim Colbert Show, weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a look at your forecast as we head throughout your Monday. And for the rest of today, temperatures will be on the cooler side, but the good news is we'll see increasing sunshine as these showers continue to exit and work their way offshore. Temperatures, though, will be cool with highs only making it into the mid-60s. Overnight, we turn chilly as well with temperatures falling into the 40s for many of us. Tomorrow, a cool but dry and sunny day, highs back in the mid-60s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
Enjoying the News Junkie? You've probably heard a ton of injury attorney commercials, but if you are injured and need a lawyer, who's the right lawyer for you? That's why we offer our 30-day risk-free trial. If you are not 100% satisfied with the way we treat you in your case within the first 30 days, you can take your file back and you owe us nothing. No fees, no costs, and no questions asked. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com. Go to JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando attorney.
Explore the magic of Paul McCartney's songbook in Season 2 of the hit podcast, McCartney, A Life in Lyrics. Each episode finds the songwriter in conversation about the stories and inspirations behind his iconic tunes, like Hey Jude, Yesterday, and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
I was coming back on the plane, and he said, "Will you pass the salt and pepper?" And I misheard him. I said, "What? Sgt. Pepper?"
Listen to McCartney, A Life in Lyrics on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is so important your air conditioner works perfectly every time. That's why I suggest a call to our friends at Mills Air. In business since 1992, that's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs are awesome. They can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. Anywhere from when we have a live event, there'll be customer events ahead of that. We will do sound check parties so that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without the relationship iHeart has with the artists, with venues to create these really exclusive events, festivals that iHeart puts on, gives Capital One the ability to create those moments. People are passionate about their favorite artists, and so we try to tap into that together.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to all, from national to local, every audience, live conversations, trusted influencers, and the insights and data you need to grow. Not just a media company, iHeartMedia is your access company. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then. Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. March 11th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year, and you'll help decide who wins Podcast of the Year. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Discover the best selection of audiobooks anywhere, plus binge-worthy podcasts and exclusive Audible originals. There's more to imagine when you listen. Try Audible for free when you sign up at audible.com.
Filling in the gaps between the New York Times and World Star. This is
for a President's Day here on this lovely Monday. We went yesterday, Courtney and I, over to that Summer House place. It's a new spot that they opened up in Disney Springs.
Isn't that a Bravo? Oh, okay. Got it.
No. It's not a Bravo show that I know of, but it could be. Who knows? We went over there to eat. She's like, yeah, I really want to go here. I've seen a bunch of videos on it. It looks so good. And I said, okay, let's go check out this Summer House place. And she's talking about the appetizers, and if we talk about getting an appetizer, she always brings me into the discussion like I have any say in it. She'll be like, which one do you want to do? And then if I bring up which one I want, she'll be like, no, let's not do that one. And
Now
I'll be
make a smarter choice, please.
yeah. Okay, now that we got the dumb choices out of the way, let's go ahead and make one that's good for it. And I go, just pick it. Pick whatever you want. And she goes, I want the meatballs. And I said, of course you want the meatballs. $18 for 3 meatballs. Okay, at this place, $18. This is $6 a meatball we're talking about.
Or the meatballs.
They were pretty decent, but they were still like an appetizer. $6 meatballs for 3 meatballs, $18. That's what this appetizer was. And they
You did not have a good restaurant experience this weekend.
You didn't hear the end of my story.
Oh, you guys don't even know what I had to deal with this weekend.
Wait till you hear what I had to deal with, you guys.
All right, I'll finish up quickly. So they bring it out, and first of all, the place was so packed. It was unbelievable, even as bad as the weather was. They bring out these meatballs, and we sit them down, and I wanted to hate them so bad because I was going to be like, these are so overpriced. They were the best meatballs I've ever had in my entire life.
I will take 1,000 more, thank you.
I was like, I would buy these again. The $1,800 for 3 meatballs is quite a markup, but my God, were they ridiculous. What happened to you, C-Lane?
Oh, Saturday morning. Saturday was like me and the kid day because Ashley was working.
Oh, and you set up the tripod for the photo shoot?
Yeah,
right.
He wasn't allowed to eat until he made that cute face. So Saturday morning, he had just finished a bottle and he was starting to be cranky. I was like,
Same, bro.
I was, usually I would like rock him to sleep and let him take a nap. But a lot of times we just get in the car, as long as we're driving and then we're moving, he's usually like lights out.
He's quiet. Yeah.
We get on a highway, that's it. And I was like, I'm going to go to McDonald's and get some breakfast.
Yeah.
Baby's going to have burritos?
Oh, no, this is for me.
Got it.
This is for me.
He's not at Happy Meal stage yet.
And I was like, yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock. It's just enough time that I can go over there, get breakfast. And I went to this, and I don't know why I continue to go to this location. It's the slowest McDonald's there is. It needs to be completely restaffed.
It's like my Burger King.
It's like your Burger King. But they just move at a snail's pace there. And I checked in with my order at 10:05.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not kidding when I say that the food finally came. The food was delivered to my window at 10:32.
Wow. That's a long time to wait, my guy.
And remember when I told you that he's perfectly fine as long as the car is moving? Yeah. Well, guess what he absolutely effing hates?
Sitting still?
Sitting still. Just doing nothing. And he was screaming. Screaming.
Got that McDonald's, though, didn't you?
Yeah.
Tough times
they're lucky that when they brought me the food and said sorry, that I just said nothing because I wanted to be like, and I watched other people
just shoved Jackson in their face, like, look what you did.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that she heard when I rolled down the window. I would have kept the window open longer, but it was also raining at the time.
Oh God!
It was just like a cluster F of terrible stuff. And then as soon as we got in the neighborhood, halfway down the street, I mean, now that we were moving. Silence. Sleep.
All right, well, the stories that didn't make the cut. A customer is suing McDonald's over cheese on a Big Mac. He says he doesn't trust the cheese.
There you go.
And let's do Today I Learned and let's get the hell out of here. Here we go. Today I Learned this guy.
Garth Brooks.
That's right. It is Garth Brooks. In 1999, Garth Brooks started a poorly named children's charity. Anybody remember the name of it?
Garth's Kids.
Nope. It's called Touch 'Em All.
Oh.
The Touch 'Em All Foundation. He meant well.
It's like the Pokemon for molesting.
Yeah, not great.
Gotta touch 'em all.
All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Miss any of the show? Get the podcast at thenewsjunkie.com. We'll see you next time.
Send my love down to Baton Rouge. Hurry up, put her on the line. I gotta talk to